up. Good day, everybody. Y'all already know what it is. It's the first broadcast for the new year, ho. You know where we at. Go ahead, tell your friends. Pull on up. We bite. So yeah, man, it's good to holler at everybody, see how your Thanksgiving, how your Christmas, how your New Year's was, how everything happened over the past couple weeks has been. I know for us, man, it's been a good last couple weeks for me, and I am ready for 225. Hey, y'all remember back in the 90s? I know you don't remember this, Yaz, but back in the 90s, remember when we used to name things, like name the years like different cool. 1992 wasn't 1992. It was the 9 deuce. Remember that? Remember that 9 deuce? Remember 1993 was the 9 tray. I'm aging myself right now.
That's my year, though. That's my year, though. So
that's your year, 9 tray. Okay, yeah, you're my brother. Y'all the same age then. That's what it is. But yeah, we got plenty to talk about. What If did come out, and even though we didn't all watch all of it, it is certainly one of the few remaining Marvel, I say, products that still hits, it still slaps evidently, and there's a couple others as well, and there's a lot of other news in the docket as well, not to mention the fact that we do got to talk about this dude Lobo. No more Aquaman for y'all, but there's so much more to discuss, including some really handy dandy crazy conversations that I just want to get into. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get into it. I'm your boy, the real best Taylor. I got the Blurred Quick with me. Let's go ahead and get into it. It's 2025, the new Blurred Order.
I love the new Blurred Order. You should too.
Let me get all this 10p Wayne. All the niggas rapping about the same old thing. I've been coming through with the same old gang. Ain't shit changed except 9 got a name. Got it out the mud, but we got no stains. Cold ass lizard with a gold ass chain. The girl call me daddy, not my government name. Money on my mind, got them bands on my brain. Let me tell y'all about a nigga I know. The nigga stay clean, so he always got hoes. Light skinny bitches like.
All righty, good morning, everybody. Hope y'all had a great end to your 2024 year. Christmas, if you do that. Merry Christmas after the fact. New Year's, if you do that, it's after the new year right now. And I'm joined by the homies. We got the one and only Nolly in the hit house. All right. And we got, somewhere around here. I think, we working on it. And yeah, man, we're going to chat a little bit. We got a couple more on the way. But just wanted to check in with y'all, see how y'all holiday season was real quick before we get into some of this news and some of these upcoming projects, like what we expecting to see from Marvel in 2025 and DC in 2025. But yeah, what's going on with y'all real quick? Nolly?
Nothing much. Just another day, another dollar.
You seem so happy about it.
Life's been kind of like hectic for me at the end of 2024, so I'm here just double and triple checking. God, you don't have me on the strongest soldier list again, right? Because I think at this point I've already served my time and then some, and some parole even. So if you could just help me a break for 2025, that'd be wonderful. We could resume in 2026 if it makes you feel better, but I would love a little break. Just a little break, a little reprieve, if you will.
Can I ask you something kind of personal, but not too personal, Nolly? Could you just give us a debriefing of like what your sister soldier year entailed in 2024? Like I kind of have an idea, whatever it is you're willing to divulge, but like, what obstacles did you face on that American Ninja Warrior?
2024 was some shit, and I've had some like pretty bad like back-to-back years, and so I'm at the point where like when shit happens, I'm like, okay, what else? Something else gonna happen. Because 2024, I was working a great job. Like I finally had a job that I loved, that I was good at. It was great, and then got laid off.
As it happened.
Couldn't find anything. Found a part-time job. My boss was a psychopath. Okay, like insane. All types of red flag shit. And I was like, I need to get out of here. So I was like, okay, bet. So I started looking around, found another job. And at first I was like, maybe this would be great. Like we work with autistic people. I'm autistic. I would love to serve my community in good ways.
She's shaking her head. She's shaking her head.
My boss is ableist. She's very much like, don't tell people you're autistic because then they'll think you can't do your job. And I'm like, the company motto is literally helping people live a fuller life. What?
I'm sorry.
Did she not understand the company motto?
No. Oh my God. And then she's one of those like older boomers in corporate that like has trouble sharing her screen.
Yep.
Things like that. And I'm just like, she'll make comments about how she only wants to hire people with 2 to 3 years experience so they don't take their job. And I was like, a college freshman could take your job, honestly. Like, I don't know. So anyway, so I'm still like looking for a newer job, whatever. Then I had surgery in October, and then I got really sick for Thanksgiving. And then Sawyer fractured his arm.
Oh yeah.
And he started eloping in school, which eloping was never a big issue. Like, he used to elope from the house but never school, but now he's eloping from school. Like, he's making it to the parking lot before someone catches him to stop him from escaping. So it's been a whole thing. So now we're switching his school to more intensive setting. And I'm like, y'all, my check engine light been on for a minute, and I just like, I just
time out. Eloping? Could you?
So eloping is when usually like someone on the spectrum, when they're eloping, it means like they bolt, they just run, they escape. Like, when Sawyer was little, there'd be times where I'd wake up and some stranger was standing in my house and they're like, I think your son's in the street. And I was like, oh, thank you, great, wonderful, hate that. So now when he's overwhelmed and stressed at school, instead of calming down, he bolts and makes it out the doorway and into the parking lot.
Awesome.
Yeah, that's not good.
Sorry to hear that, but I'm glad that it's not him constantly getting married over and over, because at first you said eloping and I was like, yo, hold on, how old is Sawyer again?
That old bitch.
Serial monogamous
baby.
I'm like, what? Like, where does he find a priest that quick at school? But my bad.
It's like getting crazy. Also, he's only 11, but he's like 5'3", and I'm only 5'4.5", and I'm like, what am I feeding you? Because I don't. We're a short family.
Listen, my cousins, my husband, his aunt, they have, I think their son is 7 now, and he, like, we just got the Christmas photo. He is taller than the parents, just about.
No.
Swear to God. Like, I'm like, he's like a little man. He's so adorable. Like, it's something in the water. These kids are bigger, man. They're so tall.
He taller than her mama now, so that's where we at right now. But yeah, man, I'm sorry and I'm happy for you, Nali, and all of the crazy stuff that happened in 2024. Yeah, as I'm assuming you had a similar type of year full of surprises and
it was definitely full of surprises. That's a great way to put that. Some bad, some great, some life-changing. 2024 I got officially married, so I'm part of the older crew now. I'm not the little one on the little sis on the podcast. I'm the in the married crew, so that was cool. And y'all pulled up, so I super appreciated that. That was great getting married with the birds. But yeah, it's just
wedding.
Yes, it was a hell of a
good time.
It was a great time. When the DJ is like telling y'all that, like, why is no one dancing? There's reasons. Just saying. So, it was a great time. But yeah, this year had ups and downs, but the coolest thing I think that this year has, like 2024 has, shed on me is I lost a great opportunity and I gained an even better one. I was fortunate enough with that. So I'm just excited for what this year has, and like, all the new possibilities and just fun things that are going to be coming in this year, 2025. So yes, 24 was, I was ready to say goodbye after my wedding, but I am so ready to start off the new year with great and awesome new shit.
Oh man, that's dope. You didn't lose anything. You left an opportunity and leapt to the next one. So they lost, your gain, and ours as well, man. So let's just go ahead and keep this train going. I'm loving what we're getting here from the New Blurred Order. We even got the homie just pulled up, and I want to know what yo New Year's and Christmas was like, homeboy Ty, since you pulling up on the screen. Oh,
ho ho ho. Yo,
mid-exhale. That's what I'm talking about, man. What's goody, bro?
Hey, man, what's going on? What's going on? Happy New Year's. Happy New Year's, man. New energy, New Year, man. What's going on?
Yeah. Not much. We've gone around and we've talked to Nolly and Yaz, and we've kind of just got an idea what the holiday season was like. Before we get into the news that is the upcoming projects that Marvel's got slated for this year, the upcoming stuff that DC has slated for the year, possibly even some of these projects, the good ones, the bad ones, the ones that's still going on right now. We just been kind of chatting. There's been news about Lobo being transformed from Aquaman. There's a whole lot going on in the world. But before we got into all of that, real quick, we just checking in on the squad, man, seeing what happened with you over the Christmas holiday since we took a couple weeks off. Just checking in with your homeboy.
Well, first and foremost, man, let me just say how much I missed y'all, man. Like, yo, when you get so used to pulling up on Saturday that when Saturday comes and you ain't pulling up, you like, what I'm gonna do with myself? You know what I'm saying? My wife is even like, what are you gonna do with yourself? Like we didn't have plans for you. We had plans for us. We making plans for us, but yo, man, but listen, I had a great holiday, you know what I'm saying? Got to spend time with the family. The kids got, everything they wanted. The wife got everything she wanted. Listen, the new year, man, is always great because it's a fresh start, right? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like you get a clean slate. You get to make all new mistakes. You know what I'm saying? And so listen, I'm always one of those people that loves the new year for that reason, for the fact that it's a clean slate. So everything I effed up in 2024, it's all behind me now. so yeah, man. So I listen, I cannot say how much fun I had with the family enough. But again, I missed my other family, man. So I'm kind of torn. Yeah. It's one of them things where you kind of torn. Like I feel like I was cheated on. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
yes, I know what you mean.
Yeah, right. You know what I'm saying?
I was feeling that way, bro. I was like, I had one Saturday I didn't have to work. You know what I'm saying? Like I tried to keep myself busy. I was like, I could work Saturdays. And then I had one Saturday, and I'm like, I ain't doing shit. This is some bullshit. I can't hang out with my friends right now. I was like sitting on the couch like this, like a little kid, just mad. Just like, it's fucking 10 o'clock. I'm supposed to be having makeup on and shit and up in the studio. What the fuck?
Yeah. It gives strong side piece energy. Like I feel like I'm like, yo, where the fuck you been? Like who you been chilling with? Like, yo, I know you not mine, but you damn sure better have
Did I see you on somebody else's broadcast?
What was she doing? Yeah.
That's hilarious. You know what's funny about that? It's funny because we took them 2 weeks off and still ended up meeting up on Saturday. we still even though we didn't. And I remember we went live. We was just doing video games. I think it might have been Darth or who popped in there. I can't remember. Somebody popped in and was like, "Hey, what's up?" I was like, "Oh, we weren't supposed to be live today, bro." But that was interesting. By the way, video games. I have been hooked more so than normal the latter half of last year. I logged about 3,000 hours on the show, and now I'm playing Black Wukong. Now I'm playing Sparkling Zero. Bro, I'm nigga.
Every day, y'all. Every day he's doing it. I watch him.
Every time you see like somebody go isolated, like if you see Yaz screen like this, just know that while she's doing that, I'm taking a break and I'm playing the show like on the side, like in the background. And then I run back and I'm like, "Hey, what's up, y'all? I'm back." But anyway, that's how it is. I'm so fuego right now. But what I love about that game is that you cannot be perfect. There is no way to dominate. No matter how good you are, you can lose. But anyway, different subject. My little story is that we didn't do much. I'm anti-Christmas. I already told y'all I'm not anti-Christmas, but I'm not really into like the celebration and all that. And I told y'all already, like the kids, we had to put up gifts They asked us on Christmas Eve. They're like, "Are we getting a tree?" Like, y'all want a tree? So I was like, "Man, I got the tree." We had one in the attic. We ain't got the attic where you pull down the stairs, and I had to like Spiderman like parkour up into the attic.
Not that one.
Trees down.
Oh, those are the
Where's
worst.
the video? Kiki couldn't be with the video.
We should have recorded it. I think Deja did record it, but then I threw it down. They put the Christmas tree together real quick on like the 24th, and come to find out, the reason they did that is because they think that no tree means no presents.
That's beautiful.
I'm like, man, you can get the presents. Like like my kids. I don't know about yours, Ty, the youngest ones at least. Like I told them from jump, there is no Santa Claus. I'm not going to play around with you. There's no Easter Bunny. There's no Santa Claus. There's no monster in your closet. I'm not going to play with you. But my kids so stubborn. They like, yes, there is. I'm like, look, I'm trying to tell you, there's no Santa Claus. Yes, there is. Dave, why you always playing? I'm like, okay. I'm gonna tell you what. I'm gonna get my gifts this year, and I'm gonna put them on this side of the tree. Santa's gonna go on this side of the tree. We gonna see who loved you more on the 26th. You know what I'm saying? So that whole thing happened. But then let me ask y'all this last question. Then let's finally get into the content. What exactly were you doing at the stroke of now? We all are of a certain age now. Even Yaz has now reached the dreaded 3 decades of life. I'm just wondering, as mature adults, what were y'all doing when the ball dropped on New Year's Eve?
I think y'all go first.
Oh, was you stroking at the stroke of midnight?
Hey!
I was just that time. I was just gonna pick up bringing in the new year.
Hey, stroking. Hey,
stroking.
Listen. But the answer is always.
You know your wife.
Always gonna be yes.
Is that? Are we leaving it there? Is that what we leaving it?
It's always gonna be a yes for me. I mean, listen, I'm a strong believer, and I don't know, and maybe as you know, because me and my wife now have been together. We was talking about that the other day. I'm like, wow, I've never been with nobody this long. Like I had to really like step back for a minute. I was like, we had that conversation. She was like, we've been together 14 years. You know, if we would have had a kid when we first got together, we'd have a teenager in its first year of high school. And I was like, wow, that's true. And then I was like, I've never been in a relationship this long. Like, this feels new and different. You know what I mean? In a good way. I'm not going anywhere, baby. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, I'm a strong believer in how you bring in the new year is how you end the new year. So
really
yes, absolutely. So that's a little thing between me and my wife, not getting into the details, but that is a thing for us. Like, so yeah, when that thing strikes 12, that thing strikes 12. That thing strikes 12, right? When it strikes 12, we strike in 12. You dig?
All right. There's way too much innuendo buried in that. You know what I'm saying?
Put the kids to bed.
Oh my God.
Yuck. I will say this. Starting the year, ending the year the way you started it is not good news for my Uncle Willie, who locked up, was expecting to get released by this June. If you telling him that he got to end the year the same way he started it, that's not what his appeals lawyer says. And so I hope that for this particular instance that you're wrong, because I want free Willie. Free my Uncle Willie.
Hey, Uncle Willie, free Uncle Willie, man. But listen, Uncle Willie, if they don't free you, sometimes they have some good meals on Christmas.
Yo, hit up right a letter to Biden. He's pardoning everybody.
I'm just saying. I'm so I hear.
Flag on the plate.
He didn't even have to pay rent. He wasn't worried about afternoon and having to submit.
He's not gonna do. No.
You get some free cable going on. Like, I don't know.
No, and it's not cable. You get a couple channels, and you don't get the pick, and it's off by 9 o'clock. I'm not hearing this from y'all right now. What we gonna do is let's get into the content, please, because you about to say some real stuff. Some stuff's gonna piss me off. How you gonna sit there and tell this man, oh well, there's some good meals. Get the fuck out of here with that. Anyway, real quick, just to mention, so we can get on by our business. A quick mention, because I didn't get an opportunity to actually watch it all yet, but evidently the What If series went on to season 3. From what I understand, this is the final season. I haven't had a chance to finish it for multiple reasons, but I have not heard anything bad. What If is one of the few, I don't say the few, well, yeah, I will say the few, one of the few projects that Marvel has going that tends to not get any criticism. Has anybody here had a chance to see it? If so, what's your thoughts on it? We'll move on. No spoilers today on this one. Anybody? Nolly, I know you said you got a chance to see one of them.
I saw everything up to the Howard the Duck episode. I haven't seen everything.
That was a good one.
Oh, you saw it too? You saw it, yes?
Yeah, I've seen, I think, like up to episode 5, maybe. I think I'm on now.
Okay, what's your thoughts on it? You recommending it?
They're slapping. I mean, it's definitely, I would say, like, the series, it's growing. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's growing in anticipation. It's growing in stakes. It's growing in ways that we would not imagine, because obviously Howard the Duck has a baby. So, it's pretty interesting. I'm not gonna lie. It's definitely what the fuck, because this season 3 is like it's getting into some interesting flashbacks of some characters, which I think are pretty cool. We get to see, different what if characters that we haven't already seen. So I think that's pretty cool. But yeah, I mean, definitely watch it. It's a good watch. I've stand by What If since it first came out with season 1, and hands down, I think my favorite episode was season 2, the one with Corey, the Native American girl. That was my favorite story by far. Yeah, that shit it's gas. So I don't know, these whole like mini series are in their own, I think, stature. I feel like Marvel needs to keep this up, because I'm intrigued to see what happens in every new episode.
Well, the weird thing is, Yaz, it feels to me. Go ahead, Ty.
I was just gonna say, this is probably the one and only time that I haven't heard a thing about What If. Like I didn't, until you guys just said that it was out. I didn't even know it was out. That's crazy. Like, Disney, that's crazy, because Disney usually will pop up in the middle of a football game or something. Right. Like, there would have been some way for me to see that this came out, and I swear to you, I have not seen anything until we're having this conversation right now to even let me know that What If was out. And my question to the people that have seen it on the panel: is it better than what I just watched with this that what is it called? Secret Levels? Is that what it's called? Yo, that's what it's called, right? Secret Levels?
Secret Level, yeah.
Yeah. Yo, because Secret Levels, it took me there. Like, I was yo, this is next level animation. Storytelling, everything. So I'm curious.
Well, first of all, I want to be careful about making Marvel the standard anymore, because I think Marvel and DC have reversed roles. You know what I'm saying? To an extent, like, we used to say DC had the fire animation projects, but they live action productions just lackluster. And now that's reversed. Now it's Marvel, with the exception of maybe Deadpool and a couple other minor league projects that have been. So I don't know if it's even fair to like for Next Level to be better than a Marvel project. I don't even know at this point if that says anything. You know what I'm saying? Like, but I do think Secret Level deserves a mention, because we ain't talked about it on here, bro. Because did y'all see Secret Level?
I haven't seen it yet.
Absolutely. Oh my God.
Okay, Ty, what was your favorite one?
Oh man, I got a couple, but I'm gonna tell you one that stands out is the one where it starts off and they talk about this little kid and they say how he's never known fear.
Warhammer.
The Warhammer one, where they go in and everybody, yo, that was one. I was like, yo. Then and at the end, it's like all of these, you know what I'm saying? And he's like, yo, by yourself. His man is like, it's over. He was like, nah, not yet. It's like, yo, you gonna fight all of them by yourself? Oh? All right,
Yeah.
I'm here for it. I'm here for it.
Yeah.
So yeah, man, that's one of my favorites, man. I also like the Dungeons and Dragons one. I thought that was super dope. The animation for the dragon was super dope. Man, it was a lot of them. The Mega Man one was dope. Oh man, there's so many, man. It's so many.
Right,
There's just a lot of them.
Let me do this real quick. First of all, shout out to the comment section. I see you, Darth. I hate that What If is over. That is weird, but you know what that leads me to believe, Darth? Perhaps they're thinking of a What If live action. Would that be interesting to watch? Let's talk. Who knows? Disney marketing is fumbling, which is weird because Disney owns ESPN. Disney owns ESPN. And it's like they got all these sports shows on. All you gotta do, because a lot of sports dudes, they watch this shit, put the advertisement right there, 15-second advertisement that shows that What If is coming on. Like, I don't understand. Like, there should be no break in the marketing. So just seconding that motion there, Darth. Let's say, Ant is somewhere in the Caribbean at an undisclosed location. I think he may have vacationed to Other Earth, if I'm not mistaken, because he's sending us videos of him and other friendly woodland creatures that I think he may be looking to splice with human DNA. You gotta roast you real quick, Ant, since you couldn't make it to the show today. We gotta talk about you just a little bit, homeboy. As you all know, the homie Ant, who's been so gracious to join us in our broadcast for the last few months and has been doing his thing on the movie blog way before we even were introduced, is not with us. If you've noticed, he's been consistent, but for some reason, I got a feeling he's down on the island of Dr. Maru or something, because he seems to be coming into contact with different furry woodland creatures, one of which I'm going to show y'all in just a second. But for right now, I just wanted to reiterate before we lose Nolly. I know Nolly does the gummies. My favorite, I had to put her on blast because we normally see Nolly look down, we get that, but when we see the whole head, it's like, whoa, she is not.
It was tiny. Sorry.
Yo, we lost Nolly, one down to the cup. But so the thing about me, I loved the Pac-Man joint, bro. The Pac-Man one was the best, bro. Like literally, it fucked me up, Ty. Like it fucked me up. Like I wasn't ready because we knew it was gonna be Pac-Man. Like we knew Pac-Man was was the name of the story or whatever. But the way they went about it, bro, to make Pac-Man. I mean, are we cool with spoilers? Can we do a little spoiler?
Yeah, I'll watch it later. I mean, who knows if I remember this conversation? So go ahead.
Yo, real quick, the way that they did this Pac-Man, like, okay, so we know Pac-Man is a little yellow circle with the triangle cut out that tries to eat a bunch of pellets. One of those pellets in each corner is a power pellet, and he's running from ghosts until he eats a power pellet. Then he can eat the ghosts, with the exception of their eyes, right? And that's kind of how we thought about it. There were Pac-Man video games in every bowling alley. There were Pac-Man cartoons. I think there was a Pac-Man cereal at one point with Namco. And so we've all kind of, it's just, we have grasped and we know the idea and concept of Pac-Man. Mm-hmm. That's not what we saw with the secret level. Allow me to do this real quick, if it's okay. For those, okay, secret level is on Amazon, and I just want to give you a real quick heads up. Secret level is, I want to say 9 to 12 episodes.
No,
it's more than that.
They added more episodes.
They added all.
They added that?
Yes.
Oh my God! So I'm behind. Okay, so I didn't. Yes. Okay. So the last I looked, I think it was like 9 episodes. Okay, and what secret level is it's a depiction of video games, but in a realistic sense. It's kind of like those, when you watch it, when you play a video game like Call of Duty, and they give you the story, and you look at the movie version, like the theatrical version of the story, not the gameplay mode, but just the in between. When you win the level, and then they, the characters interact. That's kind of like what this is. And so I was with it. All right. A couple of them I could have did without, I'll be honest. But the Pac-Man joint, can I just talk to y'all real quick about the Pac-Man joint? All right, real quick. So you start off. Oh my God, I gotta spoil this a little bit. So my apologies off rip. You start off waking up. All right, you're just the dude that we see right here in this picture right here. He wakes up in some. It looks like a space shuttle, or you have no idea. You're like, all right, I don't know what. And he wakes up. He's like, I don't know what. And there's a little. There's like a I want to call it like a sphere. Would y'all say like a sphere? All right, some sort of spherical object is floating by him, and he's like, wake up, rise, you must eat. And he's like, where am I? What do I do? He's like, rise and eat. He's like, I don't know what to do. Where am I? He's like, just eat, just eat. And so he starts rolling around this place where he has no idea what it is. And he's like, oh, there's something. Eat. You find a cherry like in Pac-Man. Oh, there's a cherry. He eats. And then he comes across like an animal. And he has to like eat the animal. You know what I'm saying? And then, kill it. And he's like, I don't know. And he kills it. And so then he gets like, he sees a ghost. He's like, oh shit, what's that? He's like, oh, it's a ghost. He's like, oh, we gotta fight. He's like, you ain't gotta do all that. We can even eat the ghost. The ghosts are consumable, except for their eyeballs. You know what I'm saying? And, so this dude goes through all this training, this wicked training, and he's got the sphere by his side, just kind of coaching him along. Go ahead, eat it. You need it. You must have food. You must eat. He's eating shit. He finally becomes like Tarzan in the jungle. He done ruled the shit. He's like, hell yeah, I know how to survive in the maze. What the little sphere calls it, the maze. This man is like, okay, I'm surviving the maze. And so he then walks into this door. The sphere goes, okay, look, I think we about ready. You know what I'm saying? Let's go ahead. You've been eating. You feeling good. You know what I'm saying? You getting swole. You about ready. You know what I'm saying? You been through your training. Let's go ahead and let's go. Let's get on up out of here because we trapped in this maze. They go to the part where he's going to get out the maze, and some big, huge, like, character, I'm not going to spoil it, but I can't even honestly remember exactly what it was, comes out, and he's like, oh, snap, I got to fight this thing? I can't fight this thing. And before he even realizes it, the little sphere, like, transforms and then like starts to protrude this dude's body. And he's like, oh my God, what are you doing to me? And he goes inside of this dude and tries to use his body as a puppet to fight the character, to leave the maze. And while he's doing that, while he's getting his insides hollowed out, he says, it's you that was trapped. And he realizes that the guy who's getting eaten by man was never trapped in the first place. It's the sphere that's trying to leave this maze, and he needs these people to get through the obstacles of the maze. And then I've said enough already, so I may as well spoil the complete part.
I love how he said no spoilers, proceeds to give all the spoilers.
All the spoilers. They just come to
and then I'm gonna give this part away because I think these episodes came away. And then he gets it's hard for me. As much as I just spoiled, it's really hard for me.
Just finish it, bro. Just finish it. Right, fine.
And then he kills him. Pac-Man uses this dude's body as a tool to try to beat this big mega level boss. Loses and walks away. I mean, he doesn't walk. He floats away like damn. But then how it ends is you see another body drop. Almost as if from like a conveyor belt. Like this is routine. This is just how it happens. Clones, right? And he comes out and he's like, where am I? And that's how it ends. It's a never-ending cycle of folks being brutally utilized by what we thought of as innocent little yellow Pac-Man. That shit, that deserves an Academy Award. From where I stand, like it just completely fucked. Like I was not ready for it, bro. I just was not ready for. I was ready for Pac-Man. I'm like, oh okay, because you see how they did Mega Man, you know what I'm saying, with Dr. Wily and all that. You're like, okay, it was violent, but it wasn't like like this when you see the sphere go into his back and just start digging into, and he's like, what are you doing? It's violent as fuck. I was so ready for it, and so. I don't know, bro. I love that. I need more of that. More of that. You're right, Lisa. My bad. You know me, boy. Spoil King. My bad, Darth. Come on back, Darth. I'm done, bro.
So the director of the Pac-Man episode said that Bandai Namco came to him and said, we want you to take Pac-Man and have people going, what the fuck?
Really?
So that's the thing. And so essentially, the episode has a lot of Easter eggs to other Bandai titles.
Yeah.
Like Xevious and United Galaxy Space Force. But also, Bandai's releasing a new game called Shadow Labyrinth that is literally like the episode.
Okay.
It's a Pac-Man platformer like the episode.
I got myself sweaty worked up. Yo, so this was not some fan art that they decided, we could build on this. Like Namco said they wanted.
Yeah. The premise is similar to their new game that's coming out.
Okay, real quick, since we do have the luxury of at least having the clip here, and since we did discuss it ever so briefly, let me go ahead and just play for y'all this trailer for it, so y'all can get an idea of what it is that I'm talking about. So this is the trailer, that episode that I just discussed with Pac-Man, and just let me know if y'all think it's just as creepy as I thought it was. Here it is. Without further ado, this shit is crazy to me. I'm sorry, this shit is crazy.
It is you. This world has waited for your arrival.
What is my purpose?
You eat.
I don't understand.
You will. You understand now. Eat or be eaten.
Bro,
So he eats the plants?
You have to eat everything, yes. Whatever it is that you don't eat,
I will
can
be
eat
eaten.
you, with the exception of the little bitty fruit. Like they got oranges and cherries and shit, but you have to eat. And at first he won't eat because he's like, I don't know what the fuck's going on. You know what I'm saying? But eventually, I'm trying to tell you, man, if you are a fan of Pac-Man, this will change your perspective of Pac-Man, point blank period, moving forward. End of story. All right. So Secret Level's definitely dope. What If sounds like it's going to deliver. Did you have something else to say? Go ahead, Chai.
Hey yo, I'm thinking you really loving this because you bear resemblance to the dude or the damn.
Okay, I didn't want to say it, but
yo, I can't unsee it. When I was looking at that dude, I was looking at you. I was like, that looked like Vinny under that hood.
Oh wow, damn. Okay.
Yo,
that said it.
I guess
but both of them.
I can't unsee it, bro.
I'm done.
Take the glasses.
Listen, you know who that dude reminds me of?
Take the glasses off, Vinny. Take the glasses off, Vinny. Take the glasses off. Oh, it's you.
No, you know who that dude reminds me of?
Cosplay that next year. Cosplay that this year.
He reminds me of like a Green Skull. Like that dude, that's who he reminds me of. Like, Red Skull from the Winter Soldier. He reminds me of Green Skull. Like, that's why I was like, he got no nose. What the hell? He got no nose.
Wow.
Okay.
Cosplay that dude this year. This is what we walking into 2025 with alien clone comparisons. Man, this is gonna go great for my self-esteem. Hold up, here we go.
We got to get rid of the nose. We got to smash the nose.
Yeah.
Yo, it's not fair. I look like Robot Pac-Man, and you look like Black Jesus. It's not. I don't know. These comparisons is really like. It's not fair. Like, fuck the world. How it works.
Jesus is a woman. Stop it.
But it's interesting you mentioned that because everybody's not going to be happy with the way you're depicted when it comes to certain things. There's another guy who's not happy about how he was mentioned as of recently in some project, and I wonder if y'all have an opinion on this. I thought that this was funny. Y'all let me know if you think that this young man is out of line for believing that what was said. Oh shoot, god damn it. Oh shit, man, I had it all set up and then I hit the wrong button and then it went away. So we're gonna talk our way till we find, but hey, and I found it. And so tell me if y'all think that this is overreaction or if this is a valid reaction. Let me know what you think.
Cena took a shot at you, or I guess more fair, Peacemaker took a shot at Arrow.
Yeah.
Not like Green Arrow. Like, dude goes to brony conventions dressed in the back half of Twilight Sparkle with a 4-inch wide butthole drilled in the costume.
That was a little unnecessary. I didn't appreciate that at all.
It was crude.
And by the way, I don't know if they. Okay, I'm just gonna come right out and say this. Between the movies and between Peacemaker, a little bit, like our show was kind of treated like, right? Like, I get it. We're on the CW. I get it. It's TV, but I also get the fact that, you know, when people think about the most recent iteration of DC, they don't think about the Snyder Cut. They think about the Arrowverse. And we got crapped on for years and years and years. And this just seemed excessive. Like, again, I'm not actually mad, but like, just remember hearing that. And I just being like, those guys. Seriously, like, you know how hard it is to play a superhero with no superpowers for 23 episodes a year? It's really, really, really hard. And like, I'm not looking for a prize, but like, maybe don't on our show. We might have to cut this out of the podcast.
John Cena.
Yo, I love it. I fucking love it. I love every moment of it. Whether he's right or wrong is irrelevant. The fact that he was honest is so refreshing to me. And I think we need more of that. We don't got a lot of that in the industry right now. People say what they think is the best thing to say. All right, this is what I should say. This is what's not going to get me in trouble. This is what's going to allow me to keep more projects. This is Amel was like, fuck that. This is how I feel. I don't have to work in the industry ever again. And I'm going to say how I feel. I think he's wrong. I think he's very wrong. I think he's butthurt. I think that he's sensitive about his content because he did spend so much time developing a character that did not get the notoriety that I think that it deserved. And let's keep it real. I'm going to cape for it. Arrow was a good show for the first 4 or 5 seasons. Then after that, it kind of, Mr. Terrific and all them started coming in. I was like, all right, I don't know about all this. But that show held down DC for some years. All right. It gave way for Flash. It gave way for Black Lightning. It gave way for the legends of the whatever I'm saying, all that other stuff. Because of this dude with no powers. He's just a rich white dude who wanted to have he's a Batman without the Batman stuff. You know what I'm saying? Oliver Queen. My question for y'all is, what you think about this reaction? Is it too much? Is he overreacting? What say you? Jump ball.
He's a little scorned because nobody hiring him for shit no more, because he was one of the dudes during the strike.
Scabbard. Mm-hmm. Yeah, we remember.
And so now he's just in his feelings. And that's okay to be in your feelings. We're all entitled to opinions, even if they're wrong. And that's cool.
So you think he's wrong about
I don't think when people think about DC, I don't think they immediately go Arrowverse.
No, oh, they do not. Absolutely not. There may have been a time, a small window like in 2012.
Yeah.
Something like that.
Yeah, but not now. Definitely not now.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Agreed. Yaz, you had opinions?
Yeah, I mean, I totally agree with Nolly, but I mean, he's definitely lived in the past, that's for sure, and he's salty about how it all, was executed and what we have now and the capabilities of our, non-power superheroes. It's definitely sounding a little butthurt for sure.
Yeah, because I want to remind you, Stephen Amell, Batman has no superpowers. Robin has no superpowers. Robin is the leader of the Titans. Batman started the franchise. Excuse me, let me not say that because Superman did have the movie with Christopher Reeves and George, all them before that. But Batman had 4 movies. The last 2 were trash. The one I'm not talking about the recent ones. I'm talking about the ones that were made before 2000 that were good. That he still had no powers. Now, the part where you get me is the 23 episodes a year, because that means you have to have really good storytelling, and that part I think is difficult. What do you think about what he's saying, Ty?
I think there's some truth to it. I think what he meant to say, at least this is what I hope he meant to say, is when it comes to successful projects, I think you would think Arrowverse, based around the time that DC was just fumbling the ball on everything. So yes, you could compare, you could say Snyder Cut, but the Snyder Cut would be a discussion piece for its tragedy in the box office and what fans think was just terrible writing and everything like that. So when it comes down to it, he's not really wrong. Like when it comes to successful um properties within the DC universe, Arrowverse did hold it down. Between Flash and Arrowverse, that was the one thing that was keeping DC relevant. I understand where he's coming from with the 23 episodes. Not to mention, if you watch the Arrowverse, Steve Amell he had to be in top physical shape.
Yeah,
like the stuff that they had him doing, that whole thing that he has in there with the pegs that he's going. Yo, he would do that like so yo, like the dude legit, you know, his fight scenes, his choreograph. I get it. And it's like
I do too.
And I would feel some type of way too when I know we didn't have the budget that y'all have on the stuff. Y'all didn't give us no. We did all of this just off of pure determination and solid acting, like by him. So I'm not going to jump on him about this, because I would feel some type of way too if Peacemaker, which is a syndicated broadcast, you know what I'm saying, that had a budget, that gets a whole bunch of top actors. Don't come for us, this little TV show. I'm kind of support what we're going with it. Like, leave me the fuck alone. Fuck y'all. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's kind of energy you would have for something you feel proud of. If I went to work every day and busted my behind to give, to do something for a franchise that clearly was all about self-sabotage during that period, and then you're not going to appreciate that we kept you relevant, Flash and Arrow, y'all are going to shit on us, and I'm saying us because it's the CW. Like you said, hey, we know it was the CW, you know what I'm saying, but we worked with what we had to work with. So man, so I can't get mad at Amell for this, man. I would have been like, yeah, man, fuck them guys too.
Well, I agree with you on the fuck those guys too. I already said it. Like, I love his genuine passion when he answers this question. And I even love how he ended it like, yeah, we should probably cut this out. Because like he knows, he's like, man, I shouldn't have said all that. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's a dude who lives off of his sleeve. And I know he got in trouble with the strike, and he ended up having to come back and be like, all right, my bad. All right, strike. You know what I'm saying? But I low-key can kind of identify with that, because I know the frustration. You're like, yo, I wasn't so mad. Why is everybody so mad? Like, I just want to act. And you're like I'm getting my money. So I'm not saying that it was right, but I kind of, there was some others in the industry that was like, we're striking, but, we'd like this to be over. And I think he was in that camp. Now, I will say this real quick correction. No, Lisa, Arrow came first. Arrow was the first. In fact, Barry Allen was introduced to the CW verse through the Arrow. He first made his appearance, Barry Allen, in the Arrow show, where he and Felicity were supposed to be an item. And then he actually left Star City and went over to Central City, which is where the Arrow. Man, I can't believe I remember this shit. Like, this shit
no, yes, you can, because it was a good. They were both good. It was a good show. Arrow, you're not gonna remember trash. You're not gonna remember trash.
Let me tell you something. When my wife likes a show, there's two things I know. Normally, there's probably a really attractive man somewhere buried in that show. Second of all, it's normally it's got to be a really good show. Like, because she's not going to watch something that she's completely not interested in, even if there is thirst candy or eye candy on the screen. And for her to be invested in Arrow, be like, yo, you should check out the show Arrow. I'm like, I don't fuck with DC. I'm Marvel. When I started watching the first few episodes of Arrow, I was like, yo, this is really, they do a really good job of getting you to the end, the edge of your seat by the end of the episode, and having to wait to the next episode to see what happens. Like, they do a really good job of that. Like, you're literally like, every time the episode's end, you're like, I gotta know what's gonna happen next. Like how they do in comic books. So I love that element of it. I even like how they took the idea of him being a rich white dude and they kind of they addressed that, you know what I'm saying? Like they would talk about that, you know what I'm saying, and how like the guilt of him having to be, you know, the dude with all this, he didn't ask for this, you know, and he tries to like pay it back, and it was really, really good. So I can understand his frustration with them talking about it. Here's where I disagree with him. He's acting like the writers are writing this about Stephen Amell, like they're talking about the show. Peacemaker was talking about the Green Arrow as a character. He's a comic book character. He also speaks about Batman in the Peacemaker show. He talks about a lot of other characters in the Peacemaker show because that's what Peacemaker is. He's a dumbass dude who doesn't realize his dad is a racist, and then he has these powers with all these gadgets, and he doesn't really know what the fuck to do with himself. So I just think that it's weird to take personally a shot at a character that you've embodied. You know what I'm saying? When it's one of the many characters that Peacemaker took shots at, and you don't hear Michael Keaton coming out like, yo, hold up. He's talking about Batman, man. Or Chris Nolan, like, yo, you're like, it's a show where the dude is talking about everybody. That's the only issue I have with it, is that he actually believes that they're taking a shot at the show, The Green Arrow, but they're not. They made a line about the character Oliver McQueen, and Stephen Amell. As much as you think you're actually the Green Arrow, you're not actually the Green Arrow. You're an actor who played Green Arrow. And you listen again, you'll hear that he did not talk about Stephen Amell. He talked about Green Arrow. And that is why I think that as much as I loved this reaction, I think it's an overreaction. And I think that it's probably going to pretty much ensure that he doesn't appear in any more projects. He's definitely not going to be on James Gunn's list. And I don't know, that might, as much as I loved it, it might have been a death statement from him.
Vinny, I would agree with you 100% if you were talking about the Flash, or if you were talking about Batman, or if you were to talk about somebody that, because there's been multiple iterations of that character, but that's not the case with Green Arrow. There's only been one Green Arrow, and that was on CW.
That's true.
And that's why he took offense to it, because he knew he was like, I'm one of those people, like, I read between the lines too, and I think Stephen Amell does too. Like, it's like, yeah, they were definitely talking about that version of the, he got a 3-inch butthole. Bro, there was no other
Green Arrow.
I know they're talking about the character. They're talking about the character. I get it 100% what you're saying. But if there was multiple iterations of the character, then he couldn't take offense to it.
Right.
But there's only one Green Arrow show, bro. There was no other Green Arrow show. There's nobody else that's done an iteration of him outside of animation. Outside of animation.
Well, that's what I was going to say. Like, there are other versions of it, like in the animation, in the video game, in the comics. To you to automatically be like, well, I spent this much time on this, so he's automatically talking about me. I don't know. It reeks of insecurity. What's up, Yaz?
I was gonna say, out of all of, like, you know, the characters that like don't have powers, you know what I'm saying? Like, how would you rank them? What would Oliver Queen's ranking be in that? Like, you know?
He's at the top. He's at the top. I mean, it's literally Batman and then Oliver Queen.
Oliver Queen.
I want to say Oliver Queen more than Batman, because he doesn't use all of the gadgets. He just uses a fucking bow and arrow. You know what I'm saying? Like,
no. That's not fair. That's not fair.
He's got bows and arrows with different types of arrows, but it's mostly arrows. And he uses the arrows even as grappling hooks. He uses the arrows as bombs. He uses them it's mostly arrows and suited up.
That's like saying Hawkeye just uses arrows. That nigga has a whole slew of
arsenal
that does specific things. Like, he can't just be like, if he just had an arrow, cool. But if you shoot out an arrow and your arrow turns into a whole something else, and that's different, bro.
But Hawkeye has a sword too. I know he doesn't in the beginning, but you know, and I mean, this dude's a mercenary. He's not a rich dude, you know, different story. But I agree. You're right. But I would still put Ollie over Hawkeye over.
I would too, because of the money. Okay. I would compare, in comparisons from DC to Marvel, you would compare Hawkeye to to Oliver McQueen. But that's not a fair comparison. The fair comparison would be Iron Man to Oliver McQueen, because they're both billionaires and they both have unlimited access and resources. So that's what I would look at him like, yo, this dude's got money so long he can make things happen like this.
Or you can compare him to the Green Goblin too, because I mean, like, he uses specific, you know what I'm saying? Like, he uses.
Ooh, wow.
He's a rich guy that uses technology, you know what I'm saying, to basically do all of his bidding, you know what I mean? Like with his fucking the glider and the damn pumpkins and shit, you know what I'm saying? Like, they're technically all in the same class.
That is a great point. I mean, freaking Oliver Queen is Norman Osborn, but on the right side of the battle of good and evil. That I never thought about that. Norman Osborn does one difference. Norman Osborn did inhale that gas. He is a little crazy. All right, Ollie doesn't have any augmentations, right? So Norman,
a little crazy.
He's a
psychopath. He's a psychopath, bro. Like
he's a little crazy. Okay, so there's that part, you know.
No.
But other than that, you're right. Like, you give somebody a multi-billion-dollar corporation and give them a motive to be evil, and then you get Norman Osborn. This is a really good combo. I didn't think about it. But yeah. Let me ask you this: does Peacemaker have powers?
No, he's just.
So is he on the list too?
Yeah, he's on the list too, for sure. He's definitely on the list too.
And clearly he's under. And if you ask me, he's under Green Goblin. So
I was gonna say he's towards the bottom of the list.
I mean, not Green Goblin, but not Green Goblin. Green Arrow. He's under Green Arrow. Yeah.
Okay. All right. So all right. I'm cool with that. Yeah, but I'll probably take those two. There's a whole list that we didn't go through. Oh, I'm so sorry. I have to retract all those statements.
Yes.
Because if we're doing this as Marvel and DC, then I got to put T'Challa at the top of this list, right?
But no,
unless you give him the herb.
Yeah, the herb makes him strong, though. It's like he's a super. Okay, so T'Challa.
He technically doesn't have that. Gives him power.
T'Challa, Winter Soldier, and fucking goddamn Captain America are on the same, because they're super.
No, not Captain America. No.
Yes,
Winter Soldier and Captain America. No, they got super. Yeah, they got super serum. Yes.
But the whole
part. Vince.
Yeah, and Vince, what your argument is your argument is who doesn't have powers. It's not how did they get their powers. If you took the super serum, then you have powers. You have super strength. You have whatever, super speed, whatever the case may be. But you have powers. How you got them is not my concern.
So to my point,
Stephen Amell and Green Arrow does not have powers.
Has no powers.
So Stephen Amell and fucking goddamn Black Widow are like in the same class, because you see what I'm saying? Like,
true.
She don't have no powers. But she's a boss ass bitch. You see what I'm saying? Like, she was a fucking a KB soldier, you know what I'm saying? Like, she's a Russian soldier, you know what I'm saying? But she don't have no superpowers, you know what I'm saying? She's just hella trained, and that's basically what Oliver McQueen is. He's super trained. He's got all the fucking gadgets, you know what I'm saying? Like, and I mean, Black Widow hooks up with all the rich people, and she got all the gadgets. So,
and another thing I want to shout out about Oliver McQueen, and I want to just quote Omar Holben and say, I don't usually cape for white men. but when I do, he would say it would be Scott Summers and Matt Murdock. But for me, I'm gonna go ahead and cape a little bit for Ollie. Ollie did not get his training because he wanted to. He didn't get his training because he was scared and he wanted to. I want to fight crime and make sure that nobody else has their parents killed in an alley after a movie in downtown Gotham. He got dropped off at some weird ass island and had to fight his way off. You know what I'm saying? Like, he didn't have no money, no gadgets, and all that shit on that island. He had to make bows and arrows out of sticks and stones and shit. So I give him a little bit more credit when it comes to like his fight cred, his hands cred, his development as a character cred. Because even though he did have the luxury of billions of dollars, that's not what made him into the Arrow. The island made him into the Arrow. Iron Man's another one. We can go down the list of non-powered quote unquote superheroes. Another one that we hadn't mentioned is damn, I just had his name on my.
What does he do? What's his power?
I mean, would you consider Daredevil? Is that a superpower? I mean, because he has heightened senses, right? But he got those senses because remember he had a chemical accident. I think he did. I think he does have superpowers. I think that his ability to see when he's blind, I think is his superpower. But his ability to do it to the level that he does,
like a fucking Jedi, dog. He be force sensing that shit.
yeah, that's a good one too. Oh, don't even bring. Let me see who else. Okay, so we know. Hawkeye. We already said Clint's not one. Man.
So it would be like Elektra, Daredevil. It would be.
Well, Electro has powers. He fell into a bad.
No. She said Elektra. She said
Electra. Yeah, Electra. My bad. Electra.
Yeah, she don't have no powers. She just be waving them fucking katana
Punisher.
thing.
Punisher doesn't have no powers at all. Like he just is an army guy or military guy. So I mean, go down this whole list of non-superpower characters. I mean, and we're gonna find that probably I don't know how many of them are gonna the Arrow show. I just to kind of close this subject out, I'm so happy that he voiced his true feelings on it. And I'm even if I'm Felicity,
shout out to Felicity, man.
Shout out to Felicity, held that show down. If I'm what was the girl's name? What was the girl he was in love with? So she ended up being Black Canary for a little bit. Rachel or whatever. I can't remember.
You're talking about. Oh, I know what you're talking about. She was. Yeah, I don't remember her name.
Yeah,
But I know you're.
If I'm Mr. Terrific, if I'm anybody that was on this show, if I'm Deathstroke, I feel vindicated when I see this clip. You know what I'm saying? If I was a member of the cast of the Green Arrow show that lasted for 10 something years, it feels like I might be wrong on that. You can fact check me, Nolly, if you like. But I watched this video and I'm like, hell yeah, man, fuck that, man. Yeah, man, fuck those guys. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like a little vindicated, even if this video gets a little bit of some viral love. Because I'm like, yeah, we worked really hard on that show and nobody's talking about it. All I hear about now when it comes to this Arrowverse is the Flash. When the Arrowverse is what it's called. You know what I'm saying? Laurel Lance. Thank you, Darth. Shout out to Google Darth Erebus, aka Google 2025. That's my dog right there. Yeah, that's right, Iron Man. Yes, Lisa was the one that gave us it. So yeah, man, I respect the sentiment, I respect the feeling, and I love the reaction. I disagree with the notion that folks think of the Arrowverse when they think of DC. And I also disagree with the fact that you think that they're talking about you. I do think that the writers were not talking about Stephen Amell. I don't know, maybe they were. I don't know. They can be kind of petty. But at the end of the day, one thing we ain't going to allow on this podcast is any kind of slander towards that show Arrow, because it was a really good show. Let's just keep it real. Now, just to kind of move things back, just to visit Anthony. I think Anthony's left, but he did just send us his I guess he's on an island somewhere.
This joint is diabolical. Tell me why a homie tried to break into my room this morning. I was sitting there eating breakfast and it's like he smelled the food. And when I say he tried to come in my room, like he went to the door window and he whipped out his thumbs. That's how diabolical they are.
Yo, my bad. Yo, I'll put it back up. My bad. Hold on. We'll be right back after this quick commercial break. We know another bit, but shout out to Ant real quick. Ant's out there living it up, doing everything with the wife and all of that. Just kind of brings me back to like enjoying that holiday season. We actually have some footage of Ty's son after he received one of his birthday gifts here. Christmas gifts. Here he is, just going in, doing the bye for Daredevil. What's up, Prince? We see y'all back.
You think he won't? You think he won't? You think he won't?
Hey, you know that's time. Football in the background. Yeah, man, it's crazy. Well, anyway, all right. So, a couple things real quick, guys. Just throwing that out there real quick. But a couple things real quick, and then if you want, man, we can go ahead and start wrapping this up. But I did want to at least talk to y'all about a couple things that I thought was interesting. We do have now a slate of projects to expect from Marvel and DC for 2025. And I'm interested to know what you guys are looking forward to, or what you may think is no point of having this as a project. Let's go through the Marvel ones first, okay? So Marvel this year is slated to release Your Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man, which I'm kind of geeked up about, even though, I'm not going to sit here and act like I'm up to par. Yeah, I'm not going to sit here and act like I'm up to par with all the Spider-Man animated shows. I'm going to keep it real. Like, I didn't finish, what was the recent one they had? Spider-Man Goes to Campus or something. Yeah, there was another one. But I'm looking forward to this, and I might even check it out. So I'm looking forward to that. Daredevil, of course. I mean, no, who's not looking forward to Daredevil? I mean, the only thing we're looking to see with Daredevil is whether or not they'll be able to hold up the standard that Netflix started. Eyes of Wakanda. I know y'all was talking about this. This is a live action show that's set to be set in Wakanda, if I'm not mistaken, with Okoye as the lead. We were talking about this last year, and I think that this is when we actually get this. Now, Ironheart as well.
Hey Vince, so this is not the animated one. This is the live action.
It's the animated one.
Oh, it is animated.
That's what I thought. Yeah.
I saw a report that showed
it's only 4 episodes.
But shoot, Michonne she's in it though, right? I read an article that said that she was in it.
Maybe a voice.
I think she's in it, but not the main character.
Oh, okay. Somebody if you got any research on that, let me know what you pull up, man. But this was, at least we know that it's coming this year. All right, so let's do a little digging while we can and see what we can.
Iron Fist is gonna be in it.
Hey, listen, I'm okay with Iron Fist. Wait a minute. As a character, you know what? Maybe I'm not. No, maybe I'm not.
Eyes of Wakanda.
Wait, what?
Eyes of Wakanda will have Iron Fist.
Well, let's not shit on it like that yet. I mean, look, Wakanda. Bucky was in Wakanda.
Why would it have Iron Fist and not Iron Heart?
Well, Ironheart was already.
She's getting her own show this summer.
I mean, still, but wouldn't you want to try and get her in more, you know what I'm saying, projects so we can get more comfortable with her?
She was just in What If.
I know, that's what I'm saying. Like, but who the fuck likes Iron Fist though? Like, who? Like, be serious. Who the fuck likes Iron Fist?
That is a good question, Yaz. That is an excellent question. I would like to pose this to the group, to the comment section. Please comment if you are a fan of Iron Fist, because I've yet to find anybody in my entire life who loves Iron Fist. I've not seen anybody cosplay as Iron Fist. I've not seen anybody cape for Iron Fist. I didn't see when the Iron Fist Netflix show came out, did anybody come out and say, look, here's what y'all don't realize about Iron Fist. I was like, this shit sucks. Danny Rand, who was asking for you, bro? We liked it more when we thought of the idea of him passing the torch to an old girl. I'll take her as Iron Fist. But Danny Rand, I think we're over him. Go ahead.
I think I'm over the Netflix version of Iron Fist. The character, the comic book version of Iron Fist is a very formidable person within the MCU. Like, this is one of the top fighters hand to hand in all of the MCU. So this is not just a fly by night character that they should just totally just get away from. But that version that we saw on Netflix put such a bad taste in everyone's mouth with the Danny Rand character that Iron Fist seems like whenever you hear the name, you're like, why would they go with Iron Fist? I wasn't saying it like that. What I'm saying is, if it's Eyes of Wakanda, and I mean, like, Eyes of Wakanda sounds like you're gonna go in depth of the universe or the world of Wakanda, which or the country of Wakanda, which I would love to see the behind the scenes stuff that goes on within Wakanda. But you're giving me 4 episodes and then you're throwing Iron Fist in there. That just to me, I'm just looking for the correlation and how that comes about. So I'm gonna complain until I feel like Eyes of Wakanda gets the same justice as any other series. 4 episodes is just diabolical. Like my man Ant said, it's diabolical. Why does Eyes of Wakanda, an animated, first of all, you're giving me animated, which, all right, cool. But then you're only giving me 4 episodes. 4 episodes, they're an hour long each episode.
I'm asking, are they at least an hour long? Because if that
Yeah,
shit's like
because if
30
they're 20
I'm gonna
minutes,
be pissed as fuck. Oh, I'm gonna be
know.
pissed as fuck. I'm writing Disney. I swear to God, if that shit's under 30 minutes, yo, I'm gonna be writing them motherfuckers like, why are you doing this to us people, dog?
yeah.
What did we do? You cancel Moon Girl? You give us fucking 30-minute goddamn Eyes of Wakanda? Like, what the fuck's wrong with you, Marvel? And you wonder why your ass is slipping because you losing out on the biggest market.
Literally. Like, how do you miss?
So
Go ahead, Nolly. Please update us, please.
it says that Eyes of Wakanda will follow the adventures of brave Wakandan warriors throughout history, following them on dangerous missions to retrieve vibranium artifacts from the enemies of Wakanda.
Okay. So this might not even be.
So I guess maybe that's where Iron Fist would
Yeah.
fall in somewhere if they like run into him some place. Or
So what we might be looking at, and I don't have any confirmation of this, obviously, but what we might be looking at here is a Wakandan version of like Visions, like where it's 4 separate episodes, 4 separate plots, 4 complete, like more of like a secret level Wakanda, as opposed to like a series of, you know, woven together like a chronological series where episode 1 goes to episode 2 to episode 3 to 4. It sounds like they might.
It does say that chronologically that the present stuff takes place after the current films.
Yo, hold up. Quick time out. We don't normally address the comments, but I want to shout out Gothic Chica for pulling up. I know you and Ant have developed quite the rapport, so I appreciate you being here on multiple platforms. Like I can tell when she got the capital one and the lowercase Gothic Chica, I know you be on here. And I want to just address this one real quick. Antoine, you was a controversial dude, bro, but why would you skip the Eyes of Wakanda? Is it? I mean, because you don't. Now hold on. If it's because you feel like it's not being done justice and you want to prove, and you want to like hold out because you want them to put out something better, I'm with you. But if you're like, nah, I've got Wakanda fatigue, then I'm questioning the morals right here. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And Darth says, "Talk that shit, yes." Darth, you've been, bro. You fire in the comments, but you got to say you something. I wanted to list Shang-Chi on that list. Does Shang-Chi have powers, or is it just the 10 rings?
I mean, that constitutes powers, bro.
Yeah, I was gonna say
it's not him that has the powers.
No.
I mean,
You're missing the whole point. You're missing the whole point. If you have a suit, rings, anything that enhance your abilities outside of your human trait, yes, yeah, you can't. Like the 10 rings do things and all of that kind of stuff. You cannot, like you, nah, anything like we're talking about non-powered individuals with nothing. Like so
Batman does have powers then.
No, because what the reason
he's got gadgets. He don't have powers. He's got gadgets.
So how's that different from?
All right.
That's like
so
Oliver McQueen.
The only time I would defer that from what you're saying, Yaz, is when he puts on the crypto suit that for Superman, which enhances his strength, enhances but outside of that, when he's got on just his regular suit that just basically is good for like helping him protect him from bullets and stab wounds. That's it. And then he has gadgets. That is not the same thing as the 10 rings, which will enhance your abilities and make you able to do things that you would not have been able to humanly possibly do without those things. So that's different.
It's kind of like Hal and John Stewart. Like they technically don't have powers, but with the ring,
exactly. Yes. That's a great. Yes, I was gonna say. So think about it this way: Batman uses his willpower, literally, to beat justice into you. Okay, with his gadgets. You see what I'm saying? The 10 rings. That shit is like it's an equipment. You see what I'm saying? Like it's extra. You know what I'm saying? Like I mean, technically, like he's enhanced. He's like, think of it like a robotic arm. You know what I'm saying? Like he's got 2 robotic arms he can lock into. You know what I'm saying? And fuck people up with, and then take them off whenever he wants to. You know what I mean?
Fair enough. Okay, so I guess the how we can determine whether or not somebody has powers is whether or not them as a human is enhanced some way supernaturally, either with or without external devices. That's how we know. Like Spider-Man has powers. He was bitten by a spider that was radioactive. He's a man with the powers of a spider. Hawkeye, Clint Barton, does not have powers. He is just extremely talented, and eventually he goes a little psycho and starts killing people, and then we have to pass that baton. But in that same breath, Riri Williams and Tony Stark are superheroes. Is that wrong? Because their powers are enhanced. I mean, they don't have powers, but I mean,
they have powered suits.
Their superpower is their intellect, which gives them external ability with the. I mean, I don't know. I think I just confused myself.
Yeah. When you said the power is the intellect, that I wouldn't necessarily say that's a superpower.
So, Lunella Lafayette, she is not a superhero technically.
She's a genius.
She's a genius.
She's a Tony Stark.
That's what constitutes her superheroship, is the fact that
she's a Tony Stark.
That's humanly possible. See, all of the things that being a genius is humanly possible, but picking up a car isn't. You know what I'm saying? So if I can't pick up a car by myself and I need a suit to pick up a car, then that is the enhancement. That is the enhancement.
So Tony Stark does not have superpowers.
Correct.
He does not have superpowers.
Okay, Riri Williams does not have superpowers.
Does not have superpowers.
No.
T'Challa does have superpowers.
Does have superpowers.
Because the herb. He's like a super soldier. It's like
Dr.
it's like
Doom
the Winter Soldier.
Magic.
It's magic, but it enhances it. They literally said it. It's a super body enhancement. Like, I mean, it enhances everything about his senses, his strength, all that shit. That's what the herb does. You know what I'm saying? So the herb is kind of like the super soldier serum. You see what I'm saying? So like Bucky, Winter Soldier, you see what I'm saying? They wouldn't be in the same class as Iron Man, or they wouldn't be in the same class. Like Iron Man's in the same class as Black Widow. You see what I'm saying? Like her gadgets make her strong.
Taskmaster? Is that a superhero? The ability to mimic every move you've ever seen ever.
You know, that's a good question, because I don't think that, I mean, is it?
I feel like that's a super strength thing. Like that's a metahuman. That's the word for it. It's a metahuman.
That's DC. We're mixing up the words. However, I will say this. I like where this is going. No, I was gonna say that we could say, nah, you can't say Jessica Jones. Jessica Jones is superhuman strength. That's crazy.
Yeah,
I would like to see more. By the way, I would like to see more.
Just like her man. What is his name? I can't remember it
Luke
right
Cage?
now.
Luke Cage.
Yeah, just like Luke Cage. He got super strength.
Okay. Punisher does not have superpowers.
Correct.
His superpower is violence.
Correct.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's his trauma.
His is training. His is training and trauma.
Right.
Training.
I'm looking forward to this. So that's something we got loaded forward to. Again, I think when it comes to Born Again Daredevil, I think that all they have to do is show us that they can do it as well, if not better, than Netflix. I do still think that the Disney brand tarnishes Daredevil just by guilt by association. Like, it's weird to think of the same platform that's holding Little Mermaid and all these, is also got this bloody, violent. No, you don't think so, Nolly? No,
because now Disney paired with Hulu. So now when you open Disney, I'm like, now why is this suggested on my? That's not a Disney movie. Oh my Lord! Shield the children.
I had to keep them separate.
So I'm like,
Okay.
Yeah. Movies like Deadpool has blurred the lines.
Yeah. 100%. If Deadpool 3 was anything as to what Disney is fully capable of, I'm ready for Daredevil. Bring it.
They did a whole cocaine skit. Like a whole cocaine skit.
Different. Yo, hold on, time out.
They talked about anal. Several people.
Yes. It's like Ryan Reynolds said, you can't scare me with a good time.
Right. He was all bent over too, like.
He said this is new. He said this ain't new to me, but it is to Disney.
Yeah.
What were all the different names he used for cocaine? He's like booger sugar.
Oh my god.
He's like, of course I want to go skiing in this. but
Disney said no.
By the way, I don't know, this not to tangent, but y'all know there's a whole thing going on with Ryan Reynolds and Blake Lively right now. I don't know if you're aware. But like, I don't know if you want to get into it, but like Blake Lively, there's a whole thing, and for the sake of keeping the show moving, maybe we'll talk about it later. But it didn't start well when they had the wedding on the plantation. Like that was not a good.
That comes out could make me like Blake Lively, but I also am a firm believer that no one deserves to be sexually harassed. So,
it's
while she's a shitty person, he doesn't deserve shitty things.
You know what? Can we get like a 60-second refresher real quick, Nolly? We don't want to harp on this, but just so that folks that may be watching in the replay or even on the panel maybe at least caught up. Without getting, if it's gonna trigger you, then no. I don't want you to,
No. So Blake Lively has a history of being a white woman. Got married on a plantation. Okay. Was promoting her movie that's about domestic violence. Not a single mention about what women go through. Not a single big up to any organizations that help women. Just little giggles and like being sassy to reporters and focusing on the outfits and things like that. Not a single thing about what the movie was about. Justin Baldini, who co-starred in the movie, was the only one at the time speaking up about things. So I was fully like, yeah, they're cold shouldering this guy. He was like donating to organizations, bringing them up on shows, talking about what women go through and stuff. So I'm thinking this man, genuine, because I had never seen anything to tell me otherwise. Then lo and behold, after press of the movie is done, a lawsuit comes out where Blake Lively is like, hey, BT Dubs, he sexually harassed me the whole time while we were filming, to the point where I had to demand that there was an intimacy coordinator on set. He barged into my dressing room while I was like breastfeeding or getting dressed and like things like that. And so it's totally blown my mind because I had high hopes that Justin Baldini was not a man. But here we are. And so while nothing could make me like Blake Lively, not even her husband, I don't think, not just women, but people in general, everyone deserves to be comfortable at work. No one wants to go into work and like dread their coworker and be like, am I going to get sexually harassed today? Are they going to be inappropriate? Are they going to make my life hell? To the point where like apparently he was texting PR firms and like doing a whole smear campaign against, like paying like $175K to people to run articles and shit about what a shitty person she is to try and cover up all of the things he did. And that is diabolical and devious, and I hope he rots. So don't like Blake Lively, but I am sorry that happened to her. I'm very glad that they were able to get proof and things like that, because the first thing anybody wants to say is, well, do you have proof that it happened? And luckily, they were able to subpoena all the text messages, the emails, and things like that. So my man's is flat out on his ass exposed. Good for him. He deserves. But I am very sorry that she had to go through all of that, because nobody wants to. And then especially while you're filming a movie about domestic violence, it's like a twofer. You're already like putting yourself into the shoes of a character you're playing who's going through this traumatic experience, while also experiencing a traumatic experience from the person who's playing your abuser / your co-star. So it's like, fuck, like that fucking sucks.
Yo, to be sexually harassing the wife of Ryan Reynolds is crazy. Like, it's crazy.
Sexually harass anyone is crazy.
I mean, to sexually harass anybody is crazy. Point blank. Period. That full stop.
Yeah.
But the ignorance of having the balls to be like, I'm even going to do it to the star of the movie, who's the wife of, like, it just shows the utter disrespect that they have for women in general. Like, if you're willing to do it for somebody that has that type of status, then imagine the low level. I don't even want to say low level. Imagine the entry level positions that don't have the clout that Blake has. You know what I'm saying? That probably have suffered through the same type of bullshit. That's what I meant. Sorry, it came out wrong. What's up, Ty?
Yeah, I just wanted to correct. It doesn't take balls. It takes audacity. There's a difference. And so when a person does that, it doesn't have anything to do with you feeling, you know what I'm saying? Like it has nothing to do with balls. It has everything to do with you empowering yourself and having the audacity to feel as though you can do whatever you want to do to another person. So I wanted to address a comment because it is important that we address this comment, especially since I've always stood on this side. Now I understand that we live in a society where you are guilty until proven innocent. And I don't know the circumstances behind this particular issue. But one thing that I think is important when you say just because she accused him doesn't mean he did it. If we don't stand with the accused until there's an proven law, like they've gone through the process and everything, then you put women in a position that they're fearful to let people know about things that happen to them. We've had this happen for so very long where women have made accusations and then it's just been swept under the rug, or they've been villainized, or there's been some type of retribution that's been taken against them. So we have to be careful when women make accusations against men. We have to stand with them until proven otherwise, because otherwise you're having situations where women again are back in that hole of I didn't tell anybody because I felt like nobody was going to believe me or people would do this. So that's just important. That's why, Serenity, you got to be careful with the whole, he was accused, but we don't know if he did it. You're right, we don't, but we have to assume if she made the accusation that there was some level of truth to it until proven otherwise.
Well, I'm not. All right, this is why I didn't want to go here. So I think we probably leave us alone. But do you remember the Duke lacrosse players?
Who?
The lacrosse.
Yes.
You remember how that ended up? Remember the outcome of that?
I do. They got off.
And because the girl what?
Because the girl had a history of lying and also of promiscuous behavior.
Well, I don't think the promiscuous stuff I don't think that has any credit. But my point is,
the alcohol.
As much as nobody should be harassed when anybody, man, woman, anything in between, has anytime anybody makes false accusations, they make situations like this get approached by folks that are skeptical with the side eye. Now, typically, I'm with y'all. I like to this doesn't come out of nowhere, and especially now that she says there's proof. But man, folks that that throw out things like this, I don't know what this just happened with Jay-Z, and I don't know. I don't like getting into this because everything is the one thing that I know is a fact is that if it's made public, then everybody's going to have an opinion and a feeling about it, and that's something you should, in order for it to not be made public, just don't do no dumb shit. Like, don't harass nobody. Like, just keep it simple. Like, don't make your reputation so clean. If somebody hears something like that's completely nuts, and you have everything to back it up. The same way when they tried to accuse Tom Cruise of being gay, he went crazy and was like, "No, I got proof." Like, you get proof you're not gay. That's stupid. But if it's public, it's public opinion. So I don't want to go into all that. Okay, all right, Serenity. Serenity's got. You know what, Serenity? We might need to have you for a personal because you seem hella interesting. For right now, let's go ahead and keep this going. The fact of the matter is, this movie, whatever Blake Lively was promoting, is now tarnished with this, and it's probably because the movie didn't do well. Who knows? Either way, it's not a movie that I saw
anyway. But
yeah, it's not a movie that I saw, not a movie that I really cared too much about. But it's something that happened. Anyway, just keep them open. I'd like to say a couple things to y'all real quick, and then I really want to talk about what y'all feelings are on this decision right here. So don't go anywhere, because we definitely have to speak on this announcement. But I wanted to say something, and this is important to me because I unfortunately have a bad feeling about something that is on the horizon, and I wanted to kind of low key just chat on it with y'all before it happens. So, as you know, Ironheart is about to drop, right? And I'm low key already seeing and already feeling like this sentiment of not being willing to give Riri Williams a chance because of the way she was introduced through Wakanda Forever. Are y'all? Am I crazy by saying that?
No, I think it's because she's Black and a woman, and the demographic does not respond well. I mean, ours does, but everybody else does not give a chance to these things.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
like, because even the way she was introduced, like, she was introduced in a 99.9% Black film, and still people are like, oh, do we need her? I'm like, baby, Iron Man is dead. Let's move it on. We've mourned, we've grieved. Next.
Well,
people forget that you can't do longevity in things like comic book worlds if you don't introduce other characters and other groups. We cannot focus on the Avengers forever. People get old and they die. Not everyone is immortal. We are not on different Earths every 5 seconds. Like, obviously, we're quitting the multiverse, so we can't do that right now. We need to move on. We've already spent all these movies building up Young Avengers. How are you going to have Young Avengers without certain characters in it? This is still my petition for Squirrel Girl, but that's neither here nor there. Bring her in. But Ironheart, she in there. We've got almost everybody else. Where did you think this was going? Where?
The question I have, Nolly, in addition to, first of all, love Nolly on the soapbox today. Like, yo, is it just me?
You're not playing.
You feel
it's
it?
a new year. It's a new year, man. New
like, Nolly ain't bullshit.
Spicy.
That's it.
So, that's for real. Number one. Number two, I like to quote Michael Lamar, Black Gay Comic Geek, by saying, do you even read comics? Like, Riri Williams is not some spur of the moment, let's throw her in a movie character. My daughter cosplayed as Riri Williams in 2012. Okay? Like, Riri Williams is not new. The development of an arc reactor by a young 14-year-old Black woman has been written, and it's in the transcript, brother. So anybody who's upset about it needs to go ahead and get their literature on. Go back and read the fact that these are events that happened well before Endgame. There was still an Iron Man out in the movies. So this is not happening right now because of what Marvel's doing with the cinema. This is happening because of what Marvel put in the comic books. So let's be mad at the comic book writers before you sitting here mad at a young lady who's trying to get her thing on, trying to get her acting on. They're about being in this movie. Number one, number two, number three. The only thing, and this is the part that scares me a little bit. The only thing that makes me a little nervous about the release of Ironheart
timing
is the fact that they are in the comics. Nolly, correct me if I'm wrong, and I wish Omar was here. We gotta tell Omar I said what up, because he's a freaking an encyclopedia. In the comics, she had been kind of referred to as like the next Tony Stark. That's how if you just Google Riri Williams, she's the next Tony Stark. And Tony Stark is, if I could just go out on a limb, in the MCU, is probably the most beloved, next to Spider-Man, character in the entire MCU. And not only that, but he went out saving all of our favorite characters. And now we're going to usher her in with a Black woman replacement. That's not my words. These are what the replacement theory folks going to say. It fits right into the replacement theory. You know what I'm saying? Not to get political.
Right into the anti-woke mafia.
Yes, so that's what scares me the most about this, is that Riri won't get a fair shot simply because of the circumstances of which she's being introduced. If Riri was introduced, and I'm not saying they should have done this, but if she was introduced under Tony Stark, if there had been any kind of way to show that she is a continuation of the legacy as opposed to a replacement of the legacy, I think that we could kind of have made a more the bridge would have been a little more secure. But I think that the way that she's being introduced, I think that it's unfortunately not just because of the way that it was, but also because of the environment and because of the way that Americans are, that I feel like she's not going to get the welcome she deserves. And we already saw that from black and white people based on her appearance in Wakanda Forever. So I'm really nervous about this release, Nolly. I'm very in time. My bad. I know I talked a lot, but
no, bro. Because you just basically was saying what I wanted to say. Because I was going to say the same exact thing. I was going to say that like this is about timing. They done this pre us losing us pre Endgame. If we had an introduction, whether she just popped into if she was in one of Tony's courses or classes that he was there was so many ways to introduce that you could have had Happy doing some legwork and being like, oh, there's this point, you should really meet this young lady. Mm-hmm. Hey Tony, I think you like her. The passing of the mantle is a thing. It is a thing. They did it with Captain America, that we watched him pass the mantle to Sam. So there is no reason that Marvel could not have done this other than the fact that they hadn't found Riri yet. That's all. That's the only reason I think they did not do it, is because they had not found the person who was going to play Riri yet. But even if that's the case, you could have had a version of Riri. You could have introduced us to her, and then
the
boom,
multiverse.
We got exactly.
So don't forget we met. Oh, sorry. I was going to say we met Captain Marvel's daughter. Excuse me. We met
Rambeau.
Monica Rambeau in Captain Marvel before she was introduced to us in WandaVision
as a child.
As a child. In the movie, in the first movie.
In the movie,
exactly. So this is on Marvel. This is 100% on them. However, people receive this young lady, because they had an opportunity to do it the right way and they didn't. They dropped the ball on that. So anything that comes, because listen, we've talked about this a million times. People who are going to hate no matter what. So that it doesn't matter whether there was a rollout, doesn't matter if there was an introduction. They're going to hate because that's what they're fixated to do. So that's what they do. So those are not the people we're worrying about. I'm talking about the Starch comic book fans who know the storyline and are like, yo, why didn't y'all just do it this way? And then so there is, listen, Riri has an opportunity right now, because as it is with any new character, including Dr. Doom now, because we know Tony's playing, we know Robert Downey Jr. is going to play Dr. Doom. Anytime there's a rollout of a new character that represents an old character or represents somebody else that you didn't think that character should represent, there's always going to be this argument from this side over here that, oh, you could have found somebody better. It's like, oh, shouldn't have did that. So those people, who cares about them?
Right.
Riri has an opportunity to make us fall in love with Iron Man again. Mm-hmm. And that is going to be based on the writing that they do. If they write her a good storyline, people will hate at first until they see how good it is. Yep. You can't hate on good writing. I don't care who you are. Try hating on Penguin. I dare you. You know what I'm saying? So so it's just, you can't. There's nothing you can do. So again, they're going to be the haters. We're not talking to them. We care less about the haters. But if they write her a good storyline, give her the right people in her corner, a supporting cast, there's nothing we could do but be reintroduced to the Iron Man character and appreciate what we get from Marvel. So this is on Marvel 100%. This ain't on Riri.
Oh, well, I mean, go ahead. Yeah, it's my bad.
I was going to say, my only My only thing is, technically speaking, Iron Man did pass on his mantle to MCU Spider-Man, which is who we now, it's Tom Holland, who is going to be Spider-Man for God knows how long now. So technically speaking,
at least 3 more movies.
That. Right. They did do that. And they did it, you know what I'm saying? Like they did it in they did it right for that character. But if they were smart, they could have introduced Spider-Man meeting up with Riri at school.
Well,
and, you know
only because you're saying Spider-Man is Iron Man.
Well, he passed.
Well, yes, technically,
Iron Man he passed the glasses on to him, like that was the mantle, that was the glasses.
I thought that was just leadership.
No.
Nah.
Was done. He passed the glasses off to him. When he died, he left him the glasses. It literally, Happy brought him the glasses and was like, he wanted you to have these. He passed on the mantle. So if you really think about it, you can't pass on a mantle that's already been just passed on. You know what I'm saying? Him being a new character. So they should have, or could still, if you really think about it, they could use Spider-Man to integrate with Riri to, you know what I'm saying, to kind of pull together her becoming the new Iron Man, because, you know what I'm saying, like, obviously Spider-Man, he can't fucking be Iron Man, and him Spider-Man is fucking weird. So let's give the iron suit to the fucking girl who actually knows how to use it.
I love yes, that is a great point. And yes, she's right, Ty. Like, essentially, and they even kind of inferred to it in one of the last Spider-Man movies. You know, when, I don't know if you remember, but he was about to have a press conference, right? And he was about to introduce Spider-Man
as an Avenger,
right? As an Avenger and all that. But he's falling back. He's trying to pass him, like Iron Man is about to introduce. So there isn't a concerted effort for Spider-Man with all of the gadgets, with now his knowledge, him working directly with Happy. I don't know if you're seeing it, of him to kind of take over the mantle of the Avengers. I mean, it's just that's just kind of the way it is. And I think that what Ty's saying, yes, isn't that they should have introduced Iron Man, should have introduced Riri as the next Avengers. What Ty's saying is they should have given her a better introduction. Like,
oh, hell yeah, 100%.
They don't have to like just throw her in the all black movie, you know what I'm saying, because she's a black character, and then like expect people to be like, oh, okay, she's with Wakanda. It's like, no, she's not. She's not.
She went MIT.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like, it just reeks. And I want to ask Coogler if we ever get a chance to I mean, I know he wanted to introduce Riri, but the question I have right now, and I hate that I'm even asking this, but we're so cautious and so protective of our black characters that we can't help but ask questions when we feel like there's possibly a disservice. And my question is Riri being done a disservice? Like, I don't feel like there's going to be the level of excitement in leading up to the Riri Williams debut that should be, because of the way that she's brought in. And is this a theme we're seeing with Marvel? All right, are we as geeked up about Captain America? Were we as geeked up? I mean, other than Black Panther, you know what I'm saying, and Into the Spider-Verse, which is Sony, like, are we seeing them just drop the ball on black-led projects?
Yes.
After Blade, after Wakanda, it feels like they don't know what to do. You know what I'm saying? Like, they're having trouble marketing a Lunella. How do you not market Lunella Lafayette to every child on Disney? Like, how is that commercial not every time you upload Disney, you don't see that if you're under 13? Like, how do you not know about Riri Williams' past and her having all this knowledge? Like, this is annoying me. What's up, Nally? My bad.
So I would categorize all of these Marvel projects that are black-led as here, damn. Stop asking. That's exactly what it is. It's a here, damn. It's not. There's no marketing. There's no promotion. They effed up by not recasting Jonathan Majors, because now we have plot holes where everything was leading up to this multiverse saga, and now we're like, you know what, we're gonna switch it to Doom. No big deal. Like, Riri Williams is gonna be fighting Mephisto. why? Like, where's that gonna go? What are the intentions with where that leads to? Because what is it gonna lead to after, since we're ending this in a few movies? I don't, it's definitely giving Here Damn. They should have introduced her earlier, but I don't think they had a real solid plan. Like, I think before they were just throwing shit at us.
Yeah.
And seeing what stuck, and then they were like, oh, we've got a good thing, because they had no competition at the time because DC movies weren't serving. So they're like, yeah, we could do whatever the fuck we want, and we'll give them things but it wasn't until Endgame and that universe kind of closed, where they were like, oh, people are leaving, like nobody wants to do like 8-9 films anymore, so now we need to fill in these spots. And they're like, Here Damn.
Yo, do you think Here Damn applies only to black led movies? Because I'm starting to feel like Here Damn is also just content.
I think female led things.
Yes.
I understand that the Marvels came out post strike, but there was still some time where they could have done some better marketing for it. Echo, I thought was good, but again, it was giving Here Damn. It was like, we can't just jump into Daredevil, so here, damn, y'all liked her for the 5 seconds that she was in this show, so like, let's Here Damn, like, let's fill in this gap with something. The only thing that didn't feel very Here Damn was Agatha's show.
True.
But also, again, it's a bridge to Young Avengers, to Vision, to maybe Scarlet Witch coming back. But we don't know the plan because there's never a fucking plan.
Wow. Which is so atypical of Marvel. Ty.
We talked about this before, man. A lack of competition, it can really hinder something. When you're not in a competitive market, your creativity and critical thinking, those skills are not necessary. You're just like, okay, we're gonna put stuff out there because there's nothing else to compete with us. They're either gonna absorb what we threw or not watch anything. So and that's where Marvel's been. Marvel got into a very comfortable, safe space. They're like, yo, there's no competition. We own this market. We got a monopoly on this. We can give them anything right now and tell them we can give them peanut butter and tell them it's steak. You know what I'm saying? Like that's where they were. Now DC is starting to progress. DC still not on Marvel level. However, they are crawling up that cake now. They are starting to pull themselves up that curtain, and before long they're going to be eye level with the big bad. So Marvel has a decision to make, and they don't have a lot of time because DC is coming. I don't know what this Superman movie is going to look like. I haven't watched one trailer, haven't seen anything, and I'm very proud of myself for that, by the way. So I haven't seen anything. So if that movie does well, Marvel, you better watch out, man, because the slate is not gonna stop. Like, they got the Green Lantern Corps coming. Aaron Pierre is on Fuego right now. He just did Mufasa, Lion King, which was a great movie, by the way. Make sure it was great. It was absolutely wonderful story, wonderful scenery, all of that kind of stuff. They sang, they did all of that kind of stuff. The family loved it. It's definitely a good movie if you want to go check it out. But Aaron Pierre, like I said, is on Fuego right now, and so everything he's touching is liable to just go up in flames, and I mean that like in a good way. So
do you think that Marvel will consider casting him as Kang?
No, I don't think DC. I think DC is going to. I think DC is going to
Marvel
keep
likes
him so
to steal
busy.
DC's characters when they find out they gas.
Well, I don't. I think that stealing is like really not a fair word, because
so they're gonna pay them more to do their movie.
Look. All right, let me just say this:
Henry Cavill was in Deadpool.
Well, let me just say this: when Henry Cavill and Ben Affleck and Jason Momoa all worked for DC,
right?
None of them did any Marvel projects.
Okay.
It was not until they left DC that they started to go over to Marvel projects. Probably because, and Henry Cavill specifically has a love for this shit. He has a love for this shit. So he wants to be a part of it no matter what. So if I can't work with y'all, I'll go work with them. And that's, I kind of feel like that was, because we haven't seen anybody else come over there. So yeah, I got you. But so I just feel like right now they're in a space right now, Marvel is, where you better get it together, and you better get it together real fast, because DC is starting to become relevant. And if they ever get it right, if they ever figure it out.
Agreed. I will make one correction. Is be like, Ben Affleck started with Marvel. This is the original Daredevil. All right.
Oh,
put some respect on that man's name. And anyway,
that was not the MCU. That was not the MCU. That was not the MCU. That was not the MCU.
He started with Marvel. I'm not gonna let you clean up that record.
That was probably the only good.
That movie still exists.
He had to play
And Colin Farrell, Mr. Penguin himself, was also in the original Daredevil. He was Bullseye. So yes,
you're right.
It still exists.
You're right.
Sorry, we did not Men in Black.
All I'm saying is
terrible. Marvel won't even claim that shit.
Listen,
They'll
like
be like, nah,
Bad
we're not claiming that.
Bad Ty said, that was terrible, and that was Ben Affleck's only good acting.
Oh, come on. Nah.
Only
man.
good acting.
That's like,
Swear to God. Swear to God.
I like that flick. I like the town.
Yeah,
I like that flick. Yo, naughty flag on the play.
The accountant was good.
No, I can't let you do that to Bat Flick, yo. Bat Flick, he's one of the good ones, man. Yo,
he's a bad crier. I can't watch him as an actor. He's an ugly crier.
All right, well, I'll tell you what. Look, Ben Affleck may have joined the DC Nation recently, but Jason Momoa was already in DC, but now he's just moving from one character to the next. So Mr. Aquaman is now Lobo. And if I'm not mistaken, I think they heard this idea on this show. Because weren't we saying that Jason Momoa should be Lobo? Am I tripping, Ty? Weren't we also saying that? I mean, it was Russo. But if
I was like, I was campaigning for my man Derek Russo.
Then Jason Momoa was a close second.
and look, I really thought I thought Russo was gonna get it, because Russo's been in a couple of DC projects. He's been in a couple of DC projects. I did. I told you.
Yo, Russo, just you look up and be like, oh shit, it's
Russo. It's Russo. He's working with The Rock again. I was like, he's with The Rock again. Like they got a relationship. Like
they probably cool
together.
I wanted to ask you. I wanted to ask you specifically, Ty. What is your feeling? Because I know you got this notification. I know you. I just want to literally know your thoughts on this decision, on this announcement. You like it? You love it? You hate it? What are your expectations? Just go ahead and just tell us.
I really feel like there's really no way for him to fuck this up. It's really no way. Like, nah, it's just because Lobo is a character within the comic book that doesn't even take itself seriously. Like, it's like, so it's like, I mean, all you got to do is know how to curse, and then also, you know, just be Jason Momoa. Jason Momoa is Lobo. Like, let's not like act like you don't look at this dude and be like, yo, that's Lobo. That's Loki Lobo. Nigga. He looks like Lobo. Like everything. So, and I really feel like they should have went with Lobo first. Lobo is one of the fiercest characters within the DC universe. Like this dude cannot die. Like he literally, he can always come back. You know what I'm saying? Always get his body back. Right? You know what I mean? He's got he's fucked Superman up multiple times. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, there's some stuff there, bro. Like, there's a lot there. So I think that the people, the right people at DC are in position. They see that there's an opportunity to bring Lobo into the universe. I just don't want it to be a Supergirl, man. I honestly was yeah, I would have much preferred them either do a TV series where it kind of like he was either a part of it, or even if you wanted to go, and do a Lobo series where he's a bounty hunter and he goes around and you know, so you could kind of get, you know, familiarized with him, but familiarized with his character. But I don't know, man. Like Supergirl just doesn't seem like, because I'm just not a huge fan of her as a character. Like, and to get her own movie.
I love her. I love her. I love her.
What do you love? I
love that she's not. I love that she's not blonde hair, blue eyed. I love that she's not Faye Dunaway. You know, that she's not given the same Supergirl that we got from the 80s. I love that she's projecting masculinity. I like I love that she don't give a fuck, that she don't give a damn, she don't give a fuck. Like I love that they're tapping into that culture and her not being the benevolent, but there's some good humans. Like, nah, some of these things gotta die. I love that. I just love the way that Matt Reeves, right? Didn't he do the new didn't Matt Reeves do Flash?
I don't think so.
Who was it that did Flash? Whoever that was that did Flash. I love the way that they incorporated her, all of the different aspects of this Supergirl, and her really bringing the spirit of Krypton to Earth, since Clark doesn't really know Krypton. I'm really excited about, frankly. I mean, I ain't gonna lie, like Supergirl was some of my favorite parts of Flash. In addition to seeing Michael Keaton jump off of the counter and fight in the kitchen, and that scene, that shit was funny to me. But I'm looking forward to it. Now, the Lobo part being introduced to Supergirl, I don't think that's a mistake. I think that it works best when the Peacemaker was brought in through Suicide Squad. You know, Lobo gets introduced. What better way? I would think it'd be too much of a shock if Lobo came out as Jason Momoa as and wasn't Aquaman. They spent all this marketing imagining the role of Aquaman is not a blonde-haired character, but now this long, dark, gypsy-looking guy. So I think it'll be a little bit of a shock just to see him as another role. I mean, even though he's going to be all made up and stuff like this, I don't know. I think it's wise to
live action. It's not animated.
Oh no! This, from what I understand, he's going to make an appearance in the Supergirl movie, right? So. I mean, I don't think he's gonna. I don't know if it's gonna be a big, huge role. Yes, I would assume it's probably.
Can't wait to see what he looks like. Is all I'm saying, because he's gonna look like fucking like someone from like Kiss. Oh, this is gonna be fucking great.
I'm happy about it, but I am a little curious about what they do with Aquaman now, because I mean, technically they didn't say.
Who gives a fuck about that fish? It's like the deep in fucking. You know what I'm saying? In the damn I can't think of the fucking show right now. You know what I'm talking about?
Oh, you talking about you talking about The Boys?
The Boys, yes. It's like the deep in the boys. No one gives a fuck about him. No one gives a fuck about him. His fish powers and his gills and shit. You know what I'm saying? If they made him way cooler, you know what I'm saying? Like an actual like Poseidon, like, you know what I'm saying, type of character, you know what I mean? Like he's like God, like that shit would be fucking dope, and I would totally be down for that. But like they've basically just turned him into like a Samoan man that, you know, his mom's a fucking princess of Poseidon's daughter, and his dad is just this regular fisherman, and he finds her and brings her back to life. And you know what I'm saying? They fucked up that storyline, and it wasn't even good. And then his little racist or the fucking crazy little whatever her Mira, that shit is no. Yeah, the man beater. Yeah, we don't know. All of it's bad taste. So we're scratching that shit and we're getting rid of it, and we're gonna do Lobo now. So this is probably like so Jason Momoa could not, you know, stand next to his co-star anymore and have to worry about, you know what I'm saying, like her slandering his superhero name.
Oh, we're bringing back the Amber Heard shit. Okay, all right.
Hey,
all right. Well, let me run through these real quick and let's go and get on up out of here, man. So Marvel Zombies is coming. I know Yaz is looking forward to that. And then finally Wonder Man. I don't got no other words for none of that right now. We'll just have to see how that turns out. But I do think that it does seem interesting to me that Marvel is leaning heavily into these animated projects now after seeing the success that DC has had with this. Maybe it just feels like DC and Marvel are trading places. But in the DC world, here's what we have to look forward to. Like we just said, we got Superman. Didn't it? Supergirl doesn't come out to 2026. Jesus. Okay, that's cool. So we got Superman coming out this year, Peacemaker being re-released for the second season, and then Sandman, which if I could be honest, was good for like 2 episodes, and then after that it was kind of like, all right, what is this? You know what I'm saying? So hopefully they upgrade that, and it doesn't even feel like a comic. It feels very, I don't know, like, oh, Lord of the Rings, let's compete with that type thing. You know, I don't know. Nolly, were you thinking something? Muted.
You're muted, Nolly.
I wouldn't call like Sandman a comic. Like a graphic novel.
Graphic novel. Did you like that show?
I unfortunately am a huge fan of all of his works, so I'm very disappointed about his recent allegations.
Oh God.
What recent allegations?
Neil Gaiman had a bunch of women come forward, and he's not responded nor denied anything, nor like he's completely dead silenced it since.
Oh shit! Oh man.
That sucks, man. Well, they hey, listen, natural selection is what I say. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't just apply to life. So
Like it costs free $99 to not be a pig, and yet here we are.
Some people are raised that way, though. I can't help it.
I was hopeful that his team would come out and say something, but no. So I'm watching it, but I have autographed books of his and shit. Like, come on.
Fuck.
Damn.
Yo, you know what?
It's like it's a catch-22. If you address something and you say the wrong thing, you get persecuted. If you don't say anything, if you don't say anything, you get picked apart. So I don't know what, like, again, this is like, you got to let processes go through, because I don't like to jump to conclusions. We did that with the Jonathan Majors thing. Like, I don't want to, like, let all of the truth come out, and then we go and process the information and make a educated decision. But like, all of these, like, some of this stuff just be like, I don't know, man. Like, I don't know. So you know, whatever. But the show itself, Sandman, was all right. I'll give it that. It was all right. They could do better.
They could do better.
They could.
All right, we've gone over the 2-hour mark, so we may as well just go ahead and go a couple more minutes. What does anybody have any familiarity? Forgive my ignorance, but I'm completely on the outside of the spectrum when it comes to Marvel Zombies. What are we expecting for that? I mean, yes, I know you probably don't.
It's supposed to be a continuation of the what if episode.
Oh, okay.
It was a really popular episode, so I'm assuming that's why they're taking it and running a show for it. Which
live action?
No, it's gonna be animated.
No, animated.
Okay.
I fucks with zombies in any way, shape, or form in any type of media, so I will watch it willingly and happily, and then I will give Yaz the cliff notes.
I don't know if Yaz even wants.
Yeah, I'll take the cliff notes, Nolly. Heard. Thanks for the offer. Much love. I'm not watching that shit. I will have severe nightmares. Not worth it.
That is crazy. All right. So Marvel Zombies is a thing. Now the other thing that we was on this list was the Peacemaker season 2. I'm looking forward to that.
I'm too.
Very much so.
Give me Scooby-Doo vibes.
Mm-hmm.
No,
Starting to give me Scooby-Doo vibes.
Is it really?
Like who's gonna pop his neck?
Yeah, man. It's just all it. Yeah, man. Because like, I mean, I think the zombie episode was so great because it was something that we hadn't seen before. But now you're going like tapping it. You're going into a whole series of it, or a whole, like show. I don't know about that, man. I think at some point, you get a little bit fatigued from all of that. You're like, all right, this is not. Sometimes you just gotta let a thing just be what it is. You know what I mean? And not just because fans loved it, let's do more of it. Like it's not always the case. Like with everything.
To defend Marvel, I've seen Marvel Zombies on the list of projects or what if came out. So I don't think that this is simply coming from the outpouring of support for that episode. I and also let's keep in mind that the Marvel Zombies, I think, is its own entity that exists in real life. So I think they're building off of the comic that already exists. So it's not as to, just we saw an episode, it worked, and let's just continue it. But my question is like, how many alternative? Well, let me stop, because I mean DC, they don't align at all. There's no reason for Marvel to do it. It just feels like Marvel is just unraveled before our eyes. I want to point.
Oh, sorry.
Go ahead. Yeah, sorry.
I was gonna say they don't know which direction to go with. So anything that was, you know what I'm saying, in the last 2 years, anything that hit, anything that had high ratings, they're like, we're gonna run with this shit and like, you know, see where it goes. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's unfortunate. Like, if you really think about it, Moon Girl didn't make it because one, they didn't advertise for it and it didn't hit as hard. You see what I'm saying? So they're not going to keep going because they're like, well, why we waste our money with this project that, you know what I'm saying, no one ever watched because we didn't advertise for it properly. You see what I'm saying? So like that's where their mindset's right now. It's more on like, what can we put out that's going to make us the best amount of, you know, money and view content that we can do cheaply, quickly, and execute it without everyone bitching about it as much. You know what I'm saying? Like, or it leading to something else that we can do that'll be a better than what we just did. You know what I'm saying? Like,
let me piggyback on that. Like, as a promoter at one point in time, you kind of have to wrestle with what type of work you want to put forward for a project to be well attended, right? So if I want to put on, let's say, a comedy show, I have the option of booking, say, a DL Hewley or a Michael Blackson or something like that, and then having that following come with said name because they already have a built-in following, or booking the local Vince Taylor, Daniel Biddle, who I know is funny, who's going to make the crowd laugh, but now I have to work harder to get people to come out because they don't necessarily know this guy. You know, I know him, but you ain't ready that. So with Marvel starts to say, all right, well, let's go the easy route. Let's just bring Robert Downey Jr., who comes with a built-in following that he developed while he was playing Iron Man. Let's just throw him in as Dr. Doom. Then you start to wonder, like, all right, well, what happened to the Marvel that was willing to build up a Luke Cage, a Jessica Jones? You know what I'm saying? Like, what happened to the Marvel that took risks on Charlie Cox and said, you know, we know people don't know you, but we're gonna build this character. You start to wonder if they're starting to like feel the sweat and be like, oh snap, man, we got to hurry up and fill these seats. But it's like, who's rushing you? Who is rushing you? I want to pay attention. I showed this to y'all on purpose. Look at the list of stuff coming out in 2025 versus the list of stuff that's coming out in 2025 for Marvel and DC. You know what I'm saying? These are specifically movies. Now, it doesn't have the project. You know, I know Creature Commandos and all of that. But just
which is great, by the way. Creature Commandos is absolutely awesome.
I love. Oh, did you see your episode?
Yes, I saw the Weasel episode, and it was exactly like I said. I said it. I was watching. I was like, I know it. They was framing Weasel the whole time. He didn't eat them damn kids. Like, I was like, yo.
That is. But why does he go around licking
episode,
everybody?
By the way, too. That was a sad episode.
It was sad.
Oh wow. Well, damn. I still ain't up to it. Oh,
you ain't seen it.
You haven't seen it yet? Damn, bitch, you need to catch up because that shit is
good.
To
watch. Yeah, I'm gonna try to watch it a little bit more. But yeah, I tried to start the first episode, and I don't know, man. The video game
it's really good. It's really good.
It's really good. You gotta keep watching it.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I'm on a whole new I sniff MLB the show right now, so I gotta get off of my addiction. Like, it run through my veins. Like, I gotta beat every single conquest. I gotta beat every showdown. All right. Anyway. All right. Well, look. Good luck, everybody. On the way out, since we done already went over our time, I would like to, since we rarely get an opportunity to, I would like to chat on the games we've been playing lately. All right. Since we all are gamers, right? And Nolly, frankly, is the one who, if I could be honest, intrigues me the most because she plays RPGs, and I think she's the only one out of us that plays RPGs.
That's a lie.
Okay, I didn't know. I'm not an RPG guy.
You're lies.
I'm sorry. I don't have the patience to read my attacks. I want to see a motherfucker get hit. You know what I'm saying?
I used to play them, but I can't do it anymore.
I mean, I could do The Witcher, which was a variation, I think, of RPG, but I think it was more action.
No, it is an RPG. I think I'm the only one who plays MMORPGs.
What is that?
PC based.
The multiplayer ones like World of Warcraft and stuff like that.
Well,
Yes, yeah.
But you're current, like you're still playing the same World of Warcraft. Do you have the same team that you start? I mean, like, I don't know how that works. And what are you playing right now?
I still play the very first character I ever made. And I've been playing. Their 20th anniversary is going on right now in the game, and I've been playing. I want to say maybe about 17 of those years.
17.
I don't have a problem. Shut up.
Do you have to buy new games, or do you just update the? I mean, how does World of?
You buy expansions for like new content. So like when the new expansion comes out, you just buy the base game, but it's a monthly subscription. And yeah, I've been here for 17 years.
Okay, so when you get off, when we leave the podcast today, and you get off, and you go to spend time with your family, the next time you play a video game, what game is that going to be?
I don't have World of Warcraft open right now.
Yo, but that's a PC based. It's not a console, right?
No, it's PC based. They said that they're going to migrate it over to like they're trying because now Blizzard's owned by Microsoft, so they're trying to do like PlayStation and stuff like that. I don't know if it'll work. I'm a keyboard and mouse type of girly, but I play Fallout 76 on my PC and on the PlayStation.
I feel like
but my PC has more space for games, so I tend to just download everything on my PC instead of having to like decide who am I deleting off my PlayStation today, you know?
Pretty much, yeah.
And I have an external hard drive on my PlayStation, and it still doesn't have enough space for everything I want.
Yeah.
What about you, Ty? What are you big on right
now? I'm splitting between Undisputed. I'm playing Undisputed, which is the new boxing game. I'm playing Fortnite, as you know, MLB The Show, and I am on Marvel Rivals.
Marvel Rivals. I'm glad you mentioned that.
I have been playing that. I just downloaded some games too, so I'm like playing some stuff with my son because he's hella into Sonic. So I'm playing Sonic Frontiers with him.
I got that.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. Well, yeah, we can get some gaming in. So yeah, I'm fluctuating between games right now. I was last year strongly on Fortnite. You know this. But this year I'm kind of mixing it up. I'm like, all right, let me spread myself around a little bit in this gaming world. So yeah, you might see me on a little bit more stuff this
year. Okay.
I might get on that Black Myth Wukong with you. Yeah, that might be the next
game.
Yeah, I know.
But it's dope. Did you play Onimusha?
No.
Okay. It gives Onimusha, which is basically like, like you got a bow and you like, you hit motherfucker multiple times and then you use your magic and shit, you know what I'm saying? And then you collect souls type shit, like sick as fuck. Yeah, so it's not on sale, but right now it's I needed a single player, I need to beat this game type game instead of all of the competitive joints, you know what I'm saying? Because I just been playing competitive and that would drive you nuts. I'll talk about that when it's my turn though. Yes. What's up with you? What you want?
So I haven't been gaming a lot this year just because it's just been like kind of crazy and hectic, but I did finally join thanks to never mind. Anyway, I just finally joined the PS5 gang. I just have to get it. I just have to download it and everything. I'm officially on, so don't worry. I will send the game text and I'll get everything going. I've been so busy. I haven't been, able to officially send you guys everything because I haven't been playing. But when I was playing and when I do catch a moment and get to play, I've been obsessed with Harry Potter. That fucking game is so crazy and amazing. I'm like 80% done with it, and I literally have done all the little side quest things, gathered all the shit. Like and I'm telling you, it is fucking crazy. If you're scared of spiders, I do not recommend playing this game, is all I'm saying, because them shits are big and they be jumping at your ass and it's fucking terrifying. So just keep that in mind. You can turn on arachnophobia mode, just saying. But that is one of the games I've been playing. And also, I'm not gonna lie, Jedi Survivor, it's not as good as, like, you know what I'm saying, like the first game.
Oh, wow.
It's good, but it's not. I've noticed, like, I liked the first one better. Like storyline with Cal was way fucking stronger. It was way better. You know what I'm saying? Because like I'm like going to a world, and then I'm like, fuck, I gotta go back to the other world. Let me just finish this shit, and I had to go back there anyway. So it's, you know what I'm saying? You're not traveling on, like, you know, like how you used to in the first one. It's a little more localized. You know what I'm saying? To Kobo. Yeah. So I'm still getting through it. I just like kind of started playing, you know, in my little bits of free time. Like I'll get an hour, maybe half an hour in, you know what I'm saying, like where I pass out. But that's pretty much what I've been playing. I can't wait to kick your ass in Mortal Kombat though, Vince. Oh
my God, don't do it to yourself. Don't do it to yourself. Don't do it to yourself.
Listen.
Don't do it to yourself. We made it this far. What, 10 years? 10 some years I've known you. Has it been that long?
Yeah. Yeah. Vince done play like 20,000 games on Mortal Kombat, bro.
I mean, that was my OG game. I'm just saying, like, that's my game. Like, just think about it. When Austin and I, like,
hit me up in a couple years
on what to watch TV wise, or like, you know, what to eat, we battle it out. So I'm just saying, I can't wait to battle your ass out, because then I have actual competition. You know what I'm saying,
bruh? Well, listen, that's not, bro. Mortal Kombat is not an option for anybody. Like, I'm too good. All I'm saying is, y'all not heard.
When I beat him, he better not be crying.
Oh my God, yes, but I'm sorry, but it's just not. That's just not a thing. Sorry, I hate to tell you. But this is a thing. This is Black Wukong. This is what I'm playing. For those who haven't seen it, this is one of the first villains that I had to fight, and almost all of the villains are just like this. We streamed this live on Twitch. If any of y'all would like to, if you're not already following us on Twitch, please do us and yourself a favor and give us a follow. I plan on doing a lot more live streaming gaming, even if it's not me talking and being on cam. I just want to, just hit the button and let y'all know. So go ahead, make sure y'all follow our Twitch, and then you can see, and maybe even coach us through some of these moments. Because it took me a long time to beat this dude, man, but I finally figured it out. But this is what we're dealing with. Marvel, there's a lot of that. This game is hard, yo. Like, I mean, I would say it's hard, but it's not just okay, you just go like Avengers was. Like, you gotta know what you're doing. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't just come just completely naturally. So anyway, so I like that. There's this game called Unraveled that I was playing with Kiki, that I'm still playing with Kiki on the Switch. I highly recommend that for parents who game with their kids. Unraveled is what it's called. Not the newest of games, but it's extremely interactive, and it requires both of y'all to play with each other. I can't even describe how dope it is. And then, of course, I'm on the show and other stuff like that. But yeah, man,
still playing Overcooked. You still playing Overcooked?
I still play Overcooked.
Me and wifey play it. Me and wifey play it. So if you and Kim want to ever get in the kitchen,
Kim doesn't ever play. Kim doesn't ever play. But Kiki and Deja, we played. In fact, the other night, Deja was like, "I'll come in." I was like, "No time."
It's a cooking game.
You should download it. Yeah.
That interesting.
Oh, it's dope.
Oh, but all right, Overcooked.
It's fun. It's basically, it's free. It is free. Overcooked was free.
I was really surprised at how many free games PS5 had. Like, that was kind of ridiculous. I was like, what the fuck? They just throwing shit at you.
Yeah, PS Plus, you definitely have a lot of access to free games. But yeah, Overcooked is basically you're working in different kitchens, and orders are coming in, and you got to get the orders precise and out by a certain amount of time, and you have to work with other people. So like if you got two people, one person is cutting up stuff, the other person's cooking. Then you got to make sure that stuff doesn't burn on the stove. You got to wash the dishes. You got to do everything in the kitchen. So it's pretty dope.
Yeah, you see it right here. Yeah, this is basically what it is. So you see the people walking around, like you'll have to take one person and then, okay, like, so you see the one dude in the hat, like the way they do it is like, okay, well, you gotta make sandwiches. To this mission, you gotta make sandwiches. So we're going to put out ham on this block. you have to go get the ham and take it over here, and then the ham has to get put on top of the bread. So somebody go get the bread. The bread is way across the water, so you got to go get the bread.
Yeah.
Then you go get the bread from the water. You got to throw it back across the water to get this person because you got to put the mustard on it. Now you put the mustard on it. Now it's ready. Now you got to go put the plate up for ready, and then you got to do like how many of those you can do within like a certain amount of time.
Okay.
And you got to wash the dishes, and you got to make sure nothing burns, and you got to make sure, and look, and the thing about this game is,
you get paid extra.
You have to communicate with your other player. If you don't communicate, you're gonna burn up the kitchen. Communication is key. If you're not communicating, you're gonna mess up orders. You're gonna end all of that, and you're gonna put up one order. It's one order out. Like, we only got one order out. Man.
Yes, but they get harder and harder. Like, you see where they is now. Like, there'll be boards where like the like you're on an island, but it's moving. So you have to like, you have to move it, and then or like there'll be a tree, and the tree will move, and you gotta like move around the tree.
This is a multi-player game.
Yes, you can play up to 4 players. So you can play up to 4 players. So y'all all would have to communicate.
I don't know if I can have my mom and
communicating.
Oh my God, you gotta put Monty on. You gotta put Monty on.
No, you drive me fucking nuts. No, she's so anal.
Yes, that's the fun part.
There's another part. Yes, there's a board where it's frozen, so you slip a lot. So like you'll be running around like, oh shit, I got this, and you slide into the water.
Okay.
It's one of those games where you get so angry, like, oh, like that.
Okay.
That's overcooked. So yeah, that you know who put me on to that? Omar. I think at first, like last year, because it was a boom. It was one of those things where like it came out and it was a flash pan, like everybody was doing it, and then fizzled out just a little bit. But yeah. Really.
That Gordon Ramsay moment is going to be me if my mom and my husband are in the kitchen with me trying to play this game. I swear to God, I'm be screaming at them like, you're fired.
It's really that. Now, before we go, I know I've said this before. I know I've said before we go. But literally, before we go, why am I missing the fun element of Marvel Rivals? Like, I feel like I tried to play it. I feel like it's a game that should be up my alley, but for some strange reason, when I'm playing it, it feels like Marvel Fortnite, and I'm not a huge Fortnite guy. I know how to play it. I played it, but it feels like
definitely not that.
She's on my.
It's definitely not Marvel Fortnite, and the only reason I can see that you probably are not enjoying it as much is because you haven't found the character that works for you. Like, you have to find the characters that work for you.
Okay.
Like,
and maybe it's because I played with Spider-Man and he wasn't slapping for me.
Yeah, that's the thing. You gotta understand that there are specific traits that characters have, and if you are teamed up with a team and you don't have the right team together, then it's not gonna work. So if you have Spider-Man, but you don't have a healer on your team or somebody, or you don't have a tank, it's not gonna. This is all about strategy. Yeah. It's a strategy-based game, so you have to have the right the right people on your squad to make that thing really pop. And you have to. Yeah, it's definitely not Fortnite, and you definitely have to find a character that you like. I personally have grown to really enjoy Moon Knight's character. I like Moon Knight. I like using Moon Knight. He has the long range attacks. He moves quickly. There's a lot of different things. He has other little things that can help the team, so he can heal. So you just have to find out all of the different characters' traits, and then play based off how you want to play. So if you want to be
like for me, it's Cloak and Dagger.
Cloak and Dagger, yes. They're good. They're very good.
But here's my thing. Like, this is where I turn into a video game snob. All right. And this is why I have to improve on this. But I consider I'll talk about say it again. What she's
a snob, or are you being picky?
Both.
That's a good question. You tell me. I am being picky based on my preference, because I, at my core, feel like I am more of an adventure game player, right? I feel like I know how to play fighting games, I know how to play sport games, but I feel like at my core, I beat the game guy. You know what I'm saying? I beat it.
Yeah.
I finished it. I collected everything. So when I play a game that has zero necessity to get to the end of it, then I get a little exhausted with it. And that's why I don't do well at games for a long period of time, like Fortnite, Call of Duty, unless there is a zombie mode. Now, conversely, I could play, MLB The Show or even the Madden, and at a point in time, a long time ago, even 2K for like out, on end, because it was just about playing versus your friends and stuff. You know what I'm saying? But with Marvel Rivals, I'm like, okay, so the goal is to have an infinite amount of leveling up. Like, there's no point where I'm going to reach the highest level and then at least with Avengers, when we're playing with Tyrone, there's an end. There are what do they call them, seasons and episodes. Like in Fortnite, they have seasons. Like my daughter will come and be like, "Oh, the season's almost over." Like, this is a season. Oh yeah, right now it's the Batman season, and then when it goes over, it's gonna be the all Marvel characters. Okay, what's the end game in Marvel? No pun intended.
I think you have a preference.
Mm-hmm.
So the Mountain calls games like this sweaty games because I get sweaty, I get frustrated, I cuss, I want to throw my controller. But I like games like this. Like, I like League of Legends and I like playing Overwatch and things like that. It's very much like Overwatch. My only complaint about Marvel Rivals is that when you queue for groups, it would be better if you could queue for the position you want to play. So if you want to be DPS, if you want to be tank, if you want to be healer, you should be able to queue for that. So that way the groups you come into have a structure. Because I've gotten into so many queues where I'm like, so we all just going pew, 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 everybody? And who's going to take the damage? And who's going to heal it? Like, that's the only part that frustrates me. But games like that, they're not for not everybody wants to be sweaty. Sometimes I like to play them because I'm frustrated and I need to take it out on other people, and it makes me feel good when they lose.
You see,
more importantly, I just want to add to that, because more importantly, you also have to understand that Marvel Rivals is just in its inception. So all of the stuff that Marvel Rivals will be has yet to happen. So this is them just putting the game out, letting people get feelers, everything like that. As the game continues to grow and people, start liking it more, they'll add more stuff to it that will kind of represent you and what you're looking for, which is a completion. You're a completionist. You want there to be an end at a thing at the end or something like that. But I think what also maybe doesn't set up this game for you as well is you're a soloist as well. You also like to play games by yourself, and this is more or less a game that requires you to be dependent on other people. So when you have a game like that, if you're not playing with your friends and you're playing with randoms, it's not going to be fun. As Nolly just alluded to, you're going to wind up playing with a team that everybody wants to be the same person, and then you're like, well, we need this, and they're going to be like, I don't care, it's my favorite character, that's what I'm playing with. So that always is going to make it not fun. But if you play with your friends and everybody has a role and everybody understands that they have a role, then y'all go into the Rivals and y'all just clean house. Y'all beating the hell out of everybody. You're adding up them kills, because even though you're a completionist, there are things to look forward to, like stat lines. Like you could look and say, I had 44 kills, with this percentage of, this or whatever. And you can look at that and say, oh, okay, I did my part.
I don't do well with that. And I know exactly what you talk about. And that's where I fall off. My perfect example of a game would be that suits my every need would be Ghost of Tsushima, right? Ghost of Tsushima, I play it, I beat it, but I can play with my friends and we can play
by yourself.
You know what I'm saying? And that's like perfect for me. So Marvel Rivals doesn't have a version of that. And I'm not saying that it should. Fortnite doesn't have a version. I mean, it kind of does, but it doesn't. You know what I'm saying?
That's solos.
So that's where I kind of get a little bit like, like, I'm not trying to say that Marvel Rivals should, and it sounded like you just said that we should squad up, because that's what it sounds like. What I'm hearing is that we need to squad up.
Yeah,
and y'all know who's gonna so choose wisely.
You need to have a game where everybody has a room. I'm just saying, like, let's pick a date and a time so we could squad it on up right quick. What's goody?
Definitely we could definitely do it.
Let's go with Tuesday night, Wednesday night. Can we pick a time and a location? Like, I don't even want to give y'all no chance to call in sick. You ain't even got to be on camera. Let's just play the game. What's up?
Absolutely.
All right, we'll
I'm down. I'm down.
I'm hoping that those that are in the comics, the Big Hex, the movie, you of course are invited, obviously, and even though you in an undisclosed location, somewhere on an island that you probably own, Darth, you definitely were. Anybody who's in the comments right now, anybody who messes with us, whether we disagree or not, please pull on up, man. It'd be a good little chat we'll have. We'll call it gamer chat. I don't fucking know. We'll just go ahead and kick this off. This is one of my resolutions for 2025 to do more streams than just the one we do on Saturday. To increase
and Vince, as an added incentive, if you do pull up to the streams, drop your gamer tags, and maybe, just maybe, you'll be able to get on and play with us. So just as an added incentive, just to pull up. We're taking on all comers, teammates, everything. So
and we may have a bag of goodies, to send you some prizes from time to time. So pull on up this year. It's gonna be an interesting one. We're gonna take some new levels this year, y'all. So definitely happy that we've had the last 5-6 years, however long it's been, to kind of get developed. But here we are, 2025. Look at us, still around. Ain't that?
Look at us. Who'd have thought? Not me.
Look at us. Y'all glowing. Everybody's glowing.
It's good, man. Thank y'all. Here's to having even more things accomplished in 2025, to new heights, to more videos, more projects doing together, to us having a sesh in one of Yaz's big 17-room households. Bless you, Nolly.
That should be coming up soon. Actually, I'm gonna start advertising. After we get done, I'm gonna pitch it to you guys so we can set up a time period, because we got Epic Universes dropping in May. I mean, Florida is popping, so I'm just saying, we got the house, we got the room. You want to come party with the nerds? I'll have the details soon.
More live events in 2025. Like, we're just looking to go to another level, more from each of us individually. You know what I'm saying? We just want to go ahead, man, and just it's time. The shell need to be cracked. So thank y'all for joining us on this ride. We're gonna go ahead and release y'all to the damn it. No, don't do it, Vince. Don't do it. Let it go, Vince. Don't do it. Well, I did want to show y'all this one video right quick about this one video game. You know what I'm saying? I just want y'all to see this. This is Unravel, the video game. It's the one I was talking about. I recommend it. If you play games with your with your minor children, or if they're teens, if they're like toddlers, this is such a dope game to play with them, where you all both contribute equally. If you get too tired, then you could just jump on their back and let them play by themselves. And whenever they need your help, then you unravel and then you assist them in solving little puzzles. Just wanted to throw that shout out there real quick. And why do we play that? We play that because my daughter and I are being our authentic selves. And you should be yourself, because if you ain't being yourself and you being fake, you saw what I did there? That was good, right? That was dope. That was a nice little transition.
One thing before we leave, Lisa, unfortunately we did not get another panel at MegaCon this year. They've been kind of slacking with their responding back to
Lisa.
So Vince will definitely be there. I will definitely be there. I know that Nolly might be there, and I know that Anthony off of the movie blog will be there. So definitely look around for us, because we'll be there, and we love taking photos with you and the fam. So much love.
We're hoping to get back on the panel, but not this year. But attendance, absolutely. I've already booked the hotel and everything. So yes, but glad, Lisa, you're here to see us, and you yourself be your authentic self, as you've always been, Lisa. Even when I seen her at the high school volleyball game not too long ago. And yourself, follow us, subscribe, like, and if you a geek, go ahead, Let that geek flag fly. Deuce.
I love the new Blurred Order. You should too.
Whoa.
Let me get all this 10p Wayne. All the niggas rapping about the same old thing. I've been coming through with the